lump.
I think we both are, man. Fucking hurting dog.
It'll be a fun one. Fucking.
I know, right?
It's like midnight.
It's 11 o'clock at night on a Sunday. I mean, like, honestly, tomorrow's my Thursday, which ain't bad.
You don't gotta go in early and fuck it.
Nah, man. I'm Gucci.
You were talking about a damn shed. I pull up, you got a whole fucking pole barn or something out there. I think it is sick.
It's a pole barn, yeah.
You told me shed.
It is a shed.
Message. No, that is not a shed.
It's a 14-footer.
Your front yard's a shed.
It's a 14-footer. It qualifies as a shed. I mean, it is a pole barn, but like it's not like it's like a cement pad.
I pulled in and I was like, God damn, that looks sick. Like I didn't get a good look at it, but the headlights from across the yard, I was like, dude. That's not. I was literally picturing like Jed sheds coming in and like putting in a new one of those or something.
Nah, dude, it's like a fucking whole ordeal. The thing, like,
what are you gonna put in that motherfucker? Like
everything. Everything in our storage unit. Because like we got a place down the street. My dad's sick of paying for it, and I'm like, I don't blame you. We got the means. We got the space. Like, let's just fucking build a little barn.
This thing will pay for itself in 37 years.
I mean, not even like 37 years. Like, it's gonna fucking pay for itself when we sell half the shit that's in our storage unit. We just got a place to like kind of thoroughly clean it and inspect it and like get half of the shit that's in here that we don't use correctly, like, or like, you know, I don't know. It's just a good excuse to like move shit around and like see like, okay, we don't need this, we don't need this. We can just have a yard sale or something like that and donate the rest. Like, it's fucking easy peasy, Joe Rogan. But yeah,
what
man.
other plans you got for that thing? What do you?
Just that pretty much. Like, yeah, storage. It's like
start a band.
No, I have a fucking I have a band set up here. I mean, I'm looking forward.
I just saw it and I was like, oh, there's so much room for activities. Like, that looks fucking
storage.
It's like a fucking.
I'm gonna put all like my tools and shit in there. It doesn't have power. That's the only thing.
Okay.
But I'm gonna run a fucking extension cord out there so like you can like fucking at least have lights and shit.
Just record out there when Jay's home.
He doesn't mind.
Take your gay podcast outside.
Sleep in the garage.
No dinner.
Be more funny. I don't know.
Joe got a cool new shed, and that's good content.
Yeah, it is good content. Yeah, I don't know. Fucking shout out. I want to talk about the real fucking topic at hand, which is like I'm chomping at the fucking bit to talk about fucking BLACKTOOth racing.
Oh yeah, that's sick. That's fucking. I forget what the fuck was the style of car called again. It was like micros or.
I think it's midget cars, but like at least I know them as midget cars. But it's like I think micro something or other.
I forget exactly.
Turbos, something like that.
Not trying to be a disrespectful asshole, but
no, I'm not either. I don't know what like it's like not stock cars. It's like it's a fucking very specific kind of racing. That's
let's pull this up, Jamie. The team is Traction Racing.
Yeah,
and
Traction.
Our drivers. Tommy Rink. Shout out Tommy.
Him and his lovely wife Autumn took me out to dinner the other day. And we got to talking about racing, and I don't know. That was a pretty funny story about how I kept calling the what's his name, Rusty Wallace.
You call him Bubba Wallace?
I'm calling him the Bubba Wallace.
No relation.
And he's like looking at me funny, and I'm like, oh, I mean the old guy, not the black guy. Yeah. It was a little awkward, but they were fucking like they knew I was a casual, so they didn't fucking mind.
Yeah, Traction Motorsports. It says 270 micro sprint racing team. So they're micro sprint cars.
Micro sprint cars. That's what
those are badass, dude.
They are. They're really cool. They're on dirt track, right?
Yeah, that's fucking. They're like winged sprint cars. They look fucking sick. There's a fucking race right there.
Is it live?
The Warriors Tavern starting line. Green flag is in the air, and we're underway.
This shit gets your fucking dick hard, man. I know.
Bro, NASCAR was this today. It runs on Sundays, the Cup Series, and fucking less than halfway through the race, it started pouring rain, and I just sat there and watched like the delay for like 30 minutes, and they're like, "We're gonna try this again tomorrow at noon," and I was like, "No, bastards!" I'm so bummed.
Hey, at least I got something to watch in the afternoon tomorrow. That'd be pretty cool.
Put some bets on there.
Nah, dude, fucking Fox bet's no longer a thing. All sorts of weird shit going on both in Atlanta.
NASCAR's a super degen one to bet on, I feel like, because it's such like a crapshoot as far as results. So many like
the front runners were like plus 600 on the stakes that I saw. It was like names I actually recognized. Like,
but for you to actually pick a winner outright is so hard to do in NASCAR. You literally have like a 1 in 40 chance. Like it's just like I don't know. But the odds are so good that like as long as you hit once out of every 10 times, you're probably like doing all right.
Yeah, I mean it's not like a bad fucking.
I wouldn't. Hockey was a hard one to bet, and as like a fairly like newer NASCAR fan, like returning NASCAR fan, I would not feel confident betting it at all because it's such a. Every time I think like one person's gonna win, something fucked up happens. They get a flat tire. Someone else ends up winning on like the last fucking.
No, like
you know what I mean,
I understand like like a little bit of it. I understand like they do like qualifiers, and that gives you pole position. Your pole position is based on doing the fastest lap or whatever.
Now they do some. So I've been out of that. Was how it was done at every track. You got like 2 laps or 1 lap depending on the size of the track, like hot laps, and whoever had the fastest time, it like stacked up in that order.
Right. And then that's
now
how you
they
would
do
launch.
like grouped qualifying. So they'll have like a group of 10 cars out there. It's weird. I haven't watched it since 2007 or something, so I'm out of the game for like 16 years. So I don't know when all these changes were made, but I was watching it. I don't really watch qualifying or practice, but I was watching a little bit the other day, and they were out in like groups of 10.
Get the fuck over here.
It's weird. It's not the same style. There's a ton of changes now.
So like
They still do hot laps at some tracks.
What were you watching today? That's like a championship series, right? That you were watching?
Today's like the main one. So like on Saturdays they run the Xfinity series, which is like, AAA ball, and then like it's like one step below the pros.
Okay.
And then
still NASCAR though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just like their farm team, and then Sundays they run the Cup series, which is like the big time, like the bigs, and it's the regular season now. Like now there's playoffs and all this shit. When I was a kid, they just ran like points. So like, winning a race got you a certain amount of points. You know what I mean? And like, yes. How do you miss them out that big?
I don't know, man.
That's my grandpa used to say. But yeah, it used to just be so. The championship was won before back in the day. It was just a running points total throughout the whole year. Whoever got the most points at the end of the year won. But like now, there's like this weird. The top 16 drivers get in, and then it's this weird like Final Four style like bracket for the last 10 races of the year. It's called like, it used to be called the Chase, now it's called like the NASCAR playoffs. Okay. So the playoffs start in like 4 weeks, but it's all different new kind of rules. It's the same with like football, how like they changed a ton of shit from when I used to watch it 15 years ago. Like
I was like, there's a 14-year-old kid that works as one of our dishwashers, and I was explaining to him that like before he was born, there was this thing called 2-line passing, and he was like. He's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, it was the crease rule.
Yeah,
his foot was in the crease.
The trapezoid, like before there was a trapezoid, and there was like you could
the goalie like would just be fucking.
Yeah, it was just naked.
Marty Brodeur was just fucking floating around behind the net, dude.
Who was the other guy?
Hashik.
Yeah, well, one before him. It was like NHL '99.
Patrick Roy.
Nah, it was
Cujo. I'm trying to think of the goalies from that era.
No, something with an H. Hextall, Ron Hextall.
Okay,
yeah. Ron Hextall used to fucking like he would like go after
fly
people.
Out and just deck dudes.
Yeah, he would like chase dudes into the corner once in a while. It was like pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, he was a gangster. There was videos of him like chopping people on the back of the legs with a stick and shit.
Him and Roman Czechmanek, he used to headbutt the puck. I remember that shit. He was a fucking lunatic.
He was my favorite at that age. He was like 2004. It was him and Robert Esch.
Esch, yeah.
Esch like sucked, and then he kind of had a little bit of a hot streak towards the end of his tenure with the Flyers, but he was never like.
Yeah, Esch was like never one of those goalies that.
Didn't
like,
Czechmanek die or something?
I think no. There was what's his name? Fucking fucking
the guy from back
Hammer.
in the day,
or not Hammer. Why can't I fucking think of his name? Fucking
the black dude.
Yeah, the black
Ray
guy.
Emery.
Ray Emery. Yeah.
Razor.
Thank you.
One of those
Hammer.
tools.
Yeah, you know, fucking
Dave the Hammer, Ray
got
the
a few
Razor.
of those in the old shed now.
Joe the Screwdriver. He drowned. Like
yeah, well, I mean, stop for obvious reasons.
I don't want to point. He
was Canadian.
Traction Motorsports.
Well, I mean, speaking of NASCAR, this black guy died in a different league, in a different sport.
He's going to remove a sticker off his car after like one episode. He listens to one episode.
Are you kidding me? No, he loves this shit. Like,
he's going to be like, I don't want this shit on my car, dude. Some like Karen at the track's going to like be like, oh, what's the Blacktooth podcast? And listen to it and be like, that's not a sponsor
Cancel.
for the micro sprint league. Like, it's not approved.
I mean, we're not saying.
Because I was thinking like, I forget how much it was. It costs 5 or 6 figures to sponsor like the minor league, like for one race. Like, but I was daydreaming like, what if we sponsored like an Xfinity team for one race and it was like 25 bands?
No.
But I was like, you have to be approved by NASCAR.
Yeah.
And they would be like, what is this? And they would like listen to one episode and be like, absolutely.
There's
not.
a vetting
like,
process. This isn't like a NASCAR spot.
It's like a corporate sponsor.
Yeah,
They'd be like, dude, go fuck yourself. Dude.
Like we could pony up the money, and they're just like, no, we'll give you 25. We'll give you money to not come anywhere
They're
near
gonna
us.
be like, yeah, we're keeping this $1,000 application fee. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, you can go fuck yourselves.
But yeah, that'll be sick if we actually did sponsor. Like, I don't know. I'd pony up whatever to fucking throw a big Blacktooth decal across the hood.
Hell yeah, dude. Like
Not NASCAR, the sprint team. I want to go to some races, check them out.
You should. You'd really appreciate it.
I was like joking around, like how much to fucking drive his car. I don't want to actually drive dude's car, but like I would love to get just back into karts. We talked about this before, like something and like work my way up to something like that. Like that would be. I know I'm not going to go to NASCAR, but just to.
I can't believe you have a
fucking
delusion. Like you still have that delusion. Like I could fucking make it in the majors. Like
I have no delusion.
But you said you could work your way up to NASCAR.
No, I could work my way up from go karts to like what Tom races. I don't think
I thought you meant like I could work my way up from like like driving.
No, I just said I know I would never make it to NASCAR.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's retarded to even fathom NASCAR and Jake Seymour in the same sentence.
That would be funny.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just start winning a ton of sprint car races, and they're like, "Hey, man, why don't you come on out to the truck series or something?" No, that's not a fucking chance in the world.
You race the semis.
You gotta have like millions of dollars just to like get a ride in NASCAR. Like you got to bring money to the table. Like
clearly,
it's not like this guy has talent. Not
He's
that
got
I would,
a lot of chutzpah.
Not that I would have anywhere near the talent, but it's like that's the new thing, where it's like. They're like, what would it take to get this guy a ride in NASCAR? He's like, he's got to have $6 million to bring to the table. That's what it takes to get a ride in NASCAR. Like,
okay, fair.
Yeah, like it's fucking crazy money.
Now, wouldn't it be funny what if I brought $6 million to the table and I was like, I just drive the Grandma Joe the whole time, just like
Joe, 40th again.
You guys slow down, you're going way too fast.
Everyone's doing 190. You're doing like 82. You're like, I am flying out here. I'm gonna get a fucking speeding ticket.
This is fucking crazy, guys.
You crawling and then like 39 cars just, you're just flying by.
Why is the road so steep?
It's just like on an angle.
Dude, that's like I spit everywhere, but yeah, like that's fucking.
Yeah, no, I was saying I don't think I'm capable enough to run a sprint car. Those cars are bad fast, dude. Like that is no joke. Like I would like to get back into go-karting and then eventually work my way up to something, even something smaller than the sprint cars, but something bigger than go-karts. Like, you know what I mean? It's something like Tom's doing or like something
a
smaller.
Horse, maybe.
You know.
Well, you can pony up for
dog
that.
racing. I just ride around on Cheyenne.
That'd be pretty fun. It looks like fun.
I'm wearing like a jockey outfit. I'm trying to ride a dog. I'm like, I think I misunderstood what this is.
Yeah, entirely.
Just 7 other greyhounds and me like dun 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 dun. This is a very stupid joke.
I was gonna say.
It sounded better in my head.
Yeah. Should have kept it there.
Just put the bullet there.
Jesus Christ. There you go. We're back.
I was cruising around by the mall like a week or 2 ago, and I
looking for pussy.
I was on the dirt bike just looking for a random old somewhere to fucking trespass, and the old Atlantic City racetrack's there, and it's all overgrown, like fucked up and dilapidated. The horse track. I only went there a couple times as a kid, but I was like, this is such a shame. Like, this is like
they're supposed to do
gorgeous fucking property.
They're supposed to turn it into like a pseudo casino with like simulcast and like OTB and like the whole 9 yards. I don't know why they just never fucking did.
It kind of comes full circle, and I didn't even intend to do this. It was just a random thought of the racetrack, but in like 05 when NASCAR was at its peak, that was like the peak for television ratings and money and all that in NASCAR, 2005. When that horse track, that was around the same time that horse track closed. And it was a proposed location for a NASCAR track.
That sucks that they didn't fucking do something.
And the reason that they didn't do it is because people didn't want the noise 2 times a year.
Well,
but the amount of income it would have bought the region is like millions of dollars just to be here 2 weekends a year.
Like literally right next to like the Carriage House, which is like there's like shootings there every weekend. Like
Carriage House?
Isn't that,
that's Summers Point. It's next to the Woodlands.
Is that the Woodlands?
It's the ghetto S one.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's fucking. There's like people that get murdered there like once a weekend, and they're worried about like a little bit of fucking noise once every like
noise.
It's 6 years.
A lot of noise.
Like I mean,
no,
like
it's twice a year every year.
Yeah, so like 363 days, you have nothing to worry about, and then
so if the race is on Sunday, they show up on like Thursday, and they're running practices like multiple times a day. So it's still like 8 days out of the year.
It's not the
you know what I'm saying?
Cheyenne, knock it off.
But the tax dollars,
Cheyenne,
the revenue it would bring.
Hey. Come here.
She said, I don't want a racetrack over here. That would be, I imagine, it would have to be a kind of smaller track as far as NASCAR terms. But there is, if they base it off a horse track, but there's a ton of land over there, so they probably could have built like a pretty sizable track. Because that thing runs all the way down the...
Oh, yeah, it's a huge...
Here, it's like Wrangleboro Road or something that runs... No, it's not that one. It's the next one down.
Regardless, it's a
Where
huge
the entrance
fucking,
of the
it's
horse
a
track
huge
is,
property.
It runs like
And
miles.
Have
to the
you
side.
ever seen the backside of that? Like,
That's what I'm saying. Where
yeah,
it's all
like-
those stables and it
yeah,
just goes like
it's
just
like-
like lot after lot. Like
we
huge.
snuck in there like easily
Really?
like 15 years ago. Like I
That's
was still
sick.
probably in like college or whatever, but it wasn't like anything noteworthy. It's just like it was all overgrown, like you said. And this was like they were trying to fucking do that OTB shit. So there's like all these like fucking white like there's like storage containers and like these like white like fucking kind of looked like RVs, but they had like cable truck kind of looking things. I don't know. They were
portable offices. Or something.
yeah, like I mean, there was like it looked like they were like fixing the thing up, like they were getting it ready to like start like having like satellite broadcasts and shit, like you know, like they were getting it like up to snuff. But there was like no one there. It was totally abandoned. It was like maybe like 5-6 o'clock at night in like you know the fall. So it was getting dark, but it wasn't like we weren't like you know doing anything. There wasn't any sign that said no trespassing. We just like walked in and wandered around. But there was just like, yeah, it was a bunch of the fucking stables, the fucking, we went up into the grandstands, and my friend CJ, actually, we fucking went up there, smoked a little weed, fucking sat on the
Nice.
fucking, in the fucking
Sucked
seats,
each other off.
Sucked each other off, fucking whipped it out, and CJ and I blew each other. That's all she did. We watched the sunset from,
It's a cool spot.
yeah. It was like,
And-
it's kind of cool. I mean, it was,
I don't know why I randomly just thought of it, but like picturing that property as a NASCAR venue would be fucking sick because it is huge. They probably could build a pretty sizable track.
Picturing it as
probably
anything
would
would
be
be
a
fucking dope.
complete flop by now because everything dies in South Jersey. Unless, well, it is summer. They run in the summer, so like there would be a ton of tourists down, so it probably would do all right.
I don't understand this defeatist mentality too, because you're not the first person that's like told me like everything dies in South Jersey. Like they can't keep a sports team, they can't keep like a fucking like.
Well, it's only a profitable place to be 3 months out of the year.
Yeah. Okay.
The rest of the time in Cape May County, it's basically a ghost town, which is why we love it. It's a quiet fucking, you know. But as far as like big like city style money, like it's nothing like
Well, that's
we get
just
a boom 3 months out of the year and then that's about it.
I was like reading something today in the 7 Mile Times, and it's like the defeatist mentality is like more that like people just don't know what to do with themselves while they're here because they're used to the city and they don't expect the like walk of life being like like people are still like pretty peppy here compared to like the South, like other places I lived. Like South Jersey's got like a rhythm to it, and it's not like the same as like the city obviously, but it's like you know people are still friendly, but like it's like come on, get the fuck on with your shit. Like I don't want you waiting.
There's a little razzle dazzle there too.
And it's like, you know, like, for example, like, everybody around here knows the etiquette of, like, Wawa parking lots. It's, like, kind of like, you know...
Hold the door.
Fucking, like, and like, you know, the parking spaces and shit like that. But, like, in the summer, it's bedlam. It's just, it's chaos. There's nothing like that. But, like, when you give it 2 months from now, everybody's going to be their best friend. Like, you pull in this, hey, good to see you. How you doing? Have a good day. Like, shit like that, you know? And I don't, like... The defeatism of like people saying that it's like you can't have something nice here because it's only profitable 3 months of the year. It's like that's bullshit. I think that there's a lot of money to be made in these 3 months, but it's like you can be a Kirk's Pizza or like I mean,
Yeah, you can be a staple.
You could be something that just stands out by being something that has like you know genuine integrity and like something that. You contribute something to the community more than just trying to be like a Dollar General or like a fucking ShopRite or like something. Like, and I understand those are like still community stores and everything, blah 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 blah. But like, they're the places that are like open 7 days a week, pretty much beyond business hours. Like they're open late. So like, I mean, it's obvious that these places are turning profits. There's obvious that they're like, you know, they're doing something right. So I don't understand why like you can't turn something like a NASCAR track. Like, you can't turn that into, like, something profitable. Like, why they would already, like, off the get-go just be like, it's fucked. You're not going to be able to do something like that.
I think it would have been profitable in the beginning when NASCAR was in its heyday, but NASCAR's it's starting to go back on the upward swing. But
I think it's, like, pretty popular right now, right?
Yeah, it's trending upward, but from, like, I don't know, 2012 to 2020 or 2014 to 2020, it was, like, a massive downtrend. Like, it was... TV ratings were like 1/4 or 1/3 of what they used to be in the peak type thing. Like it just wasn't. It was a boom in the early 2000s, and then that was the fallout afterwards. But I was just saying, like because there is tracks that have, you know, since the boom that were built back then, and they've fallen off since then.
Like which?
California, I forget what the fuck it's called.
Is that the one that's like got like the curves and shit?
No, they have Sonoma. That's a road course in California, but this one was like Fontana or something like that. It was just an oval.
There is one that
they ran their last race there this year.
Really?
Yeah, and like their Chicagoland, it's like Chicago's track that got closed down. Kansas Speedway or I think Kansas it was shut down. Like tons of tracks have went under.
Is it just because of like poor attendance or like bad location?
Extremely poor. They used to get 150,000 people 2 times a year, and now they're getting 40,000 people 1 time a year because a lot of tracks got cut back to 1 day. Even Dover used to be two races, 2 weekends a year. Now it's only 1 in the NASCAR series. Yeah, I don't. And like it's totally different now.
But that's like still like you can like camp in the infield, like you can do the whole fucking kit and caboodle, right? Like it's okay, right?
But the attendance was down and the TV viewership was down, so it was just like it was trending downward for the better part of the last decade.
Look at this fucking idiot.
now it is in a good spot. They're signing big TV deals. It is trending upward, but that's why I was saying like I'm sure by now South Jersey would have figured out a way to like absolutely flop with the NASCAR. Because I don't know how many NASCAR fans are around here. Like I'm sure. You know what I mean? It's not. It is popular, but it is kind of like a niche too. Like I feel like most people are like, that shit's gay. Like you know what I mean, like they're making another left turn. I totally get it, but I feel like, you know what I mean?
I really hate that too.
It's not like it is mainstream, but it isn't. Like you know what I mean? It takes a special type of person to sit there and watch people make left turns for 2 hours, i.e., me.
Well, it's like you think it's weird that I watch an entire baseball game.
I don't think that's weird. But it's just not my cup of tea.
Not weird, but like you said, like it's like you must think that I'm fucking crazy watching 2 guys for the most part having pitch and catch with each other, and like it like 60,000 people watch like 2 dudes basically just throw the ball back and forth for the bulk of the afternoon. It's like there's a certain panache that you have to like grow up with to understand why it's fun, much like NASCAR, and I respect it. I totally understand it. And I'm also, it's growing on me. It's one of those sports where I get the excitement. I've grown up. Like
it's kind of like one of those weird niches like hockey where like someone could have never watched it and be 30 and be like, oh, this is entertaining. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's like an element of danger. Like there are some fights in NASCAR. They get out after the race. They fucking slug each other in the head. Yeah. That's not as often as hockey, but like there is like some physicality. Like it's dangerous. Even football, like someone could just tap in and be like a casual fan on that just because it's like.
I think what I gravitate most towards, and I guess it's like kind of a like chick aspect of it, like because it's like, ooh, he's cute.
They're
like
hot butts in the fire suit.
Well, no, but like the like drivers do have personality, and I do enjoy like that aspect. Because like you can think of like off the top of your head, you know, like Dale Earnhardt Jr., Dale Sr., obviously. Fucking Rusty Wallace, I remember him. You know, Jeff Gordon, everybody knows Jeff Gordon.
Mark Martin, fucking.
I mean, now you're
Tony Stewart.
Yeah, Tony Stewart, I do.
Mark Martin was a big time name. I thought you might know him. I wasn't going deep.
The guy with the M&M's car, like the peanut M&M's car, was like a yellow and brown.
Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch, thank you.
He's still big time.
I did remember him because he was in all these like advertisements that like somehow graced my lexicon.
He's the winningest driver of all time.
Okay, that makes sense. More than Gordon?
Yeah, by a lot.
Shy.
More than Richard Petty. Richard Petty has 200. Kyle Busch has 220. But like, he is so the top series guys used to be able to race in the minors every weekend as much as they wanted, like just to get extra laps, and like. Kyle Busch did that. He would race in the Xfinity race every Saturday, and like he racked up over 90 wins in the minors.
Wow!
So like, he has like 60 wins in the trucks, which is like below the Xfinity series. So like 3/4 of his wins are in the lower series, but he still has like 50 or 60 Cup wins, which is like insane. Like it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's like
that's like a shitload of wins.
That's like a fuckload. Like
think of it like a boxer. Like I mean, I was gonna segue into the fucking Paul fight.
Dale Jr. has 26, and he's like 20th all time Cup wins or something. And it's like he raced 20 years and only had 26 wins. You wouldn't think that's a lot, but like if you win a race or 2 a year, like you're doing solid.
That
like,
means that
like, you're
doing
your
shit together.
Yeah, there's guys who string together like 10-win years, but that's like lifetime fucking seasons. Like, yeah, if you can string together 1 to 2 wins a season, you're in good company. Like,
well, I was gonna say, you said that like people were slugging it out in the infield and stuff like that. That's for a certain like je ne sais quoi that gravitates people.
I don't know what that word means.
Just like I don't know what it is. Like that's what it means. Like it's a little, I don't know, but I like it.
Just that little extra flavor.
Yeah, exactly.
It normally doesn't. I'm just referring to one specific incident this year. There was, I guess, a little bump and run on the track or something, and then afterwards these two dudes got out, and the one guy he's the guy who just got suspended for liking that George Floyd meme.
Okay.
He's suspended indefinitely. Basically lost his ride in NASCAR for liking a meme on Instagram, and that's pretty gay. But he got out. He's the worst guy in NASCAR. Like he's a cellar dweller all year, and this guy like bumped into or something. He got out and was pushing and shoving this dude Ross Chastain, and Ross Chastain just slugged him in the face like really hard, just fucking clobbered him. And the worst guy in the league has like a bowl cut, so like there's just this video going around all social media of just this guy getting clobbered,
Simple
and everyone's
Jack
making
just
fun of his fucking bowl cut and shit. Like it was a tough look.
Do you know who
He's
Simple
in like
Jack is?
No, but that's what he looked like.
Okay, Simple
I
Jack.
do. Wasn't that Ben Stiller?
Yeah, in Tropic Thunder. And
Literally
it's like
was
him.
compared.
He went full retard. That's what it is. You look Amish. You look Dutch.
Yeah, but I don't mean to turn this into the NASCAR cast.
Yeah,
but
it really
I didn't
is
like
boring my
that
tits
guy.
off.
I didn't like that guy got suspended for that meme.
No, I mean that's like you shouldn't have. Well, yes,
He didn't share it. He just liked it.
Well, liking something, you're still a company man. You're playing at like the top echelon of the sport.
You
It
have
sucks.
literally millions of dollars of corporate sponsors.
Endorsement. It's fucked up that you got fired. I understand why you got fired. I don't agree with why you got fired, but it's like I understand it.
Everyone's saying like they weren't going to re-sign him anyway, and this was their chance to like
Get him off the hook.
get him out of the car and get
Someone
the next
better.
guy in to run the last 10 races of the year and get some seat time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be something like that. Like
Well. Okay. Shifting gears into
nice,
the boxing.
nice segue, dude.
Into,
So anyway, NASCAR. Now.
Yeah. So you could talk more about it.
So
No.
Jake Paul raced a race against Nate Diaz last night in the micro sprints.
Yeah, so he did. He actually ran around. Both of them ran around the ring for fucking 10 rounds.
That was dog shit.
It was a boring ass fight, but it makes sense why Nate Diaz did that because he signed with
Getting
PFL.
paid.
Well, he got paid $10 million to run around, and like he also
He got paid, yeah.
to just basically get hit in the
He
face.
was just eating the punches at one point. He was like, "Come on, give me
He-
another one." Like
he-
just letting him hit him.
Someone pointed out to me is Mark. Mark works at a boxing gym and studies this shit. So like he's religiously watching, like whatever, like, religiously doing Magic the Gathering, but he knows boxing.
Shout out to
He knows-
Mark.
Yeah, big shout
What's
out.
his
Mark.
fucking socials again?
Mook MTG on all
Mook
stuff.
Dubs.
Mook MTG, I think but yeah, Mook
Give him a
Dub.
follow.
But he Cheyenne, come on,
It's okay. It's okay.
he's being a doofus today.
She's okay.
See, told you. There it goes.
Your big mitts.
Yeah, she's
What
gonna
was Mark pointing out about this?
okay. So like, he signed with the PFL, which is like the poor man's, like it's not even poor man's UFC.
poor
it's like
fight league.
It's like the poor fucking man's Bellator. It's like not a good league.
That came to Atlantic City, right?
It did, yeah. And it's like they were complaining the whole time because they can't do certain moves in Jersey. Like you're not allowed to like
Do like a
punch
guillotine
down.
or something.
No, it's like you're not allowed to like punch down, and you're not allowed to like kick from
so
the
they couldn't
ground.
have like a UFC in New Jersey.
Well, no, it was like UFC wouldn't be allowed to come here because the UFC rules don't fit the parameters.
That's
of the boxing
crazy.
regulations. Yeah, it's fucking retarded. Like so. Anyway, we went to the one which was like Caged Fury Fighting League. That was the one that me and Mark were at like a couple months ago. But like the PFL was at Ocean, and it was it was fucking boring. So like they didn't come back, or like I guess they gave tickets away and nobody went.
Me and
like,
Johnny went, and it was the first one they had, and something happened, and we got there maybe like 20 minutes later or something. Nothing crazy, and it was already over.
Yeah.
Someone got like catastrophically injured or something,
Sweet.
and they were just like,
Nah.
and we literally walked up to the doors, and it was just like extremely loud booing, and then the security guard were like, "We're done, like it's over, you guys missed it."
Damn.
And it was like probably 30 minutes late max. Like we were
Seymour
like
Standard Time. You were on
yeah,
time.
like it is what it is. I'm a piece of shit, but fuck. Yeah, it was weird. That was the first time. They came a couple times to Atlantic City though. Like I think you saw a full card.
Yeah, we
We
went,
were like, fuck it, we're gonna miss one or two fights, but like
went
we'll
the
be
ones-
there for the main.
we
and,
went
like,
to the one, and it was like they had it in Ocean and were showing it on the thing, but they wouldn't let you bet on it in Ocean. But it was like they were showing it in the fucking.
we saw.
Yeah.
We just went to the casino. I don't even think we went to the event, and there was a bunch of fighters walking around. We went to like a comedy show once, and there was literally like a bunch of
there was the
yoked fucking MMA
And,
dudes
fuck,
walking around. Borgata, I think, or something.
thinks it's you, even though you're here because she's a fucking idiot.
That's probably fucking Dave Egan. He just bought a dual sport. Shout out to Dave. He's out here riding all around on that thing.
So like, it's not him, even though
he's right here.
But like, so he like think about it like this. He signs with the PFL, so that means that in theory, his next fight, Jake Paul, that is, Jake Paul's next fight could be an MMA fight. Now,
Jake signed with the PFL, or Nate did?
Jake Paul signed with
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like Jake Paul signed a contract with the PFL. PFL's like, all right, you want to do MMA? Do MMA. He wants to do MMA against fucking Nate now. And Nate, like, he could take 10 rounds of getting punched in the face by this guy. He's going to be able to go three-minute rounds with some fucking nobody.
He's going to twist his fucking leg off.
That's just
his hip,
it. Like,
dude.
it's like instant. Like, he's going to toy with him for 2 rounds, and then like a minute into the fucking third, he's going to fucking put him on his ass and choke him the fuck out. Like, that's just what he's going to do.
Nate isn't known for being like a super power puncher.
He's not. They were saying that too.
He'll outlast people, and then he fucking rips your arm off. Like, he gets you on the ground and just fucking...
Or he just fucking taunts you because he knows he's going to lose, so he'll just fucking slap you, get the fucking wobble. He knows
he's just doing... Like, he won.
Flips you off, like, dude,
he's
grabs his dick or whatever.
He's the
like,
man,
dude, he's the best. He's the fucking awesome.
I was getting kind of frustrated last night because I'm like, I thought Nate could beat this kid. Like, I'm not a huge... I don't really like Jake Paul or Logan Paul, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I want to see them lose because they always fight like guys coming off the tail end of their UFC career and like, you know what I mean? Like, they think they're like Floyd Mayweather, and it's like you're like fighting in your weird and Odin like fantasy league.
That's
like,
just it.
You know, it's like this weird like.
It's a very dystopian like.
And even the commentary, it's like you could tell it's not like a professional sports thing. It's so it sounds like old like WWE or something. It sounds really goofy.
It's like sports entertainment. It's not necessarily sports but like it's just. She thinks it's you again.
I wish the camera was on her. She was doing like the classic head
looks
tilt.
like fucking Scooby Doo.
Like, it does, dude. That is the perfect. I never thought about that.
But like, dude, like the everything about those leagues, like the one that Snoop Dogg had, which I haven't seen a fucking fight. Trilla, like that fucking fighting league, it doesn't exist anymore. I don't think it was like they were fucking. It was where Logan fought. It wasn't even Floyd Mayweather. It was
Ben Askren or something.
Yeah, I think it was Ben Askren, and it was like
he was like a sack of potatoes.
It was outdoors, and it was raining for the first like 3 fights. So like the entire fucking mat is just slippery, and they have these like fucking ring girls that are like up there in like tiny stiletto high heels, like slipping all over the place. And then Snoop Dogg. That was where Snoop Dogg fucking publicly announced like, "Oops, or he didn't say oops. He's like, I fucking bet like $2 million on this fight with Dana White," and it was like, "Yo, you're not supposed to fucking say that." Like,
holy shit.
And he just says it. He's like, $2 million, nigga, $2 million. It's like, whoa, shut up. Like, you're not supposed to talk about that shit. Like, yeah, it was a fucking nightmare. But people were like, yeah, this isn't fucking boxing. This is just fucking like entertainment. Yeah. And like, so like this.
Wasn't there one in Atlantic City? It was like Aaron Carter or something versus someone.
Fucking... Oh no, it was there's supposed to be Bam versus Bagel Boss. Or no, Bam was officiating. Bagel Boss fighting Lenny Dykstra.
That was one, but no, there was one that took place in like where the arcade is in Showboat. Like,
oh really?
A year ago, it was like 2 YouTube guys or something.
Well, Aaron Carter's dead, so it must have been before he died.
He got killed in the fight.
They fucking beat him to death.
I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. It was like a black dude, like some NBA. It might have been Nate Robinson versus someone.
Wasn't Nate Robinson the guy that got fucking knocked out?
Yeah.
Why does he keep fighting? Why are you still fighting?
I think that was the fight, but I'm pretty sure that was in Atlantic City.
I don't know about that.
There was one that was like a pay-per-view style thing in the Showboat arcade in Atlantic City.
Dude, she is so confused.
Bikes are out.
Yeah, what's going on? Is it just because of a nice night?
Summertime, dude.
Is this the thing you guys do?
Yeah, bikes are out all summer. That one's loud. That's probably Harley. When I was in Philly with Stu last week, and I was like shocked at how many. We were just walking up and down South Street. Shout out to Action Bronson canceling your fucking concert, not telling anyone. Yeah, he posted on his Instagram the day after. I was like, that fucking helped me a real lot. Like, nice. The venue sent out emails, but like, we bought our tickets secondhand. We didn't get a fucking email. I can't find it. There was actual boxing events, like Figueroa.
Oh, I mean, there was like real boxing back in the day. One of those.
This is 2023.
One of those.
Figueroa Rodriguez.
I don't know either of those guys.
They're Atlantic City boxers, so it's like some local
fighting
shit. But there was one, like it was like 2 or 3 years ago. It was like some C-list celebrities fought in Showboat in Atlantic City. I remember the Bagel Boss Dykstra one that got canceled, but this was
a fugitive.
This was like a short time after that, and I remember we streamed it or something. Like it was some like literally like Bush League bullshit. Like 2 fucking non-fighters like fighting it out, and it was like some YouTube guy versus like Nate Robinson or something. Like
probably one of the Paul brothers because they fought.
No, they didn't fight in Atlantic City. I don't think. I don't know.
This is great content. You want to
fuck
sputter?
you. You say every fucking time. Oh, great fucking content. If you watch this, you're a fucking retard. I'm fucking high. Fuck you. Oh, this podcast sucks. Fuck you. That's how I feel about that. It is great content.
No, it's not.
Throw me a like. I'm a fucking professional.
Actually, we got 188 views on the last episode.
Shit. Why is that?
You fucking faggots.
Oh, dude.
Why are you guys listening to this shit?
What? I don't even remember the last episode. It's a couple weeks ago.
No idea. The one I was like clicked on, like the one that was just 69 just to see how many did. It was like 78 views, and then I looked at the other one. I was like, holy shit, 100.
What did we talk about? Was that the religion one?
I don't fucking know.
Something called the algo?
I don't know. I guess
The Australians listening to us. Shout to our
where's the
fans.
Australia? Yeah, if you're from Australia, comment because we want to know who you are and how you found this shit. Like, because we're digging that. Like I'm assuming that it's just people that are like searching for anything. They just put podcast.
Like, I got a black tooth, mate. How do I fix my
I'm trying to
tooth?
get some dental work.
These are
done,
some
mate.
mad cunts, mate.
Mate, you guys aren't dentists. I'm just trying to fix me mouth. Use a knife. That's not a knife. This is a knife.
That's a knife.
The dingo ate my black tooth.
I was just gonna say that.
What other Australian stereotypes do we know?
Foster's Australian for beer.
Yeah, that's a good one. There's I don't know why it's just fun to say. You ever see the original?
Australians rule, dude.
They're
That is a
the
fun
greatest.
accent.
Dude, they're the greatest, man. Because it's not racist. You can just do their accent. It's fucking awesome. You do like a fucking English accent. People are like, oh, that's not fucking cool. But it's like Aussies are like, oh, you like doing my accent, cunt? Like, you know.
One comedian has a bit about like having sex with an Australian chick. I think it was Bert or it might be Jim Jeffries.
Probably Jim Jeffries.
It's so funny, but like I don't know.
How
I think,
awful they sounded bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Put it there, mate, or whatever the fuck they say.
There's
My
a-
Australian accent shit, but fucking.
There's like
I'm into it.
There's like Australian porno called. There's like a whole company called Chicks Out West, and it's the fucking worst. There's just it is so
I'm
fucking
into that.
so fucking
I want
bizarre.
some deep fucking Australian accent.
There's like one where there's just a chick and a guy camping, and then they're fucking next to a river, and then they're in the river, and then they're peeing on each other, and it's like, what the fuck is happening in this continent? Like, you guys are just, this is what happens. I told you about South Africa. South Africa wins for weirdest. Like, is like there's this.
I was trying to do a South African accent the other day, and I can't even like. It's like I was like, is it British?
It's
or
like,
is it like
yeah, it's like Australian and like the sharpness of like Scottish have like it's like a little bit of that, but they have their own like twang. It's like a little more
weird
southern
dialect.
Yeah, it's like sharper than Australian and like, but
it's like Southern drawl English or something.
it's like all that shit. Just
They all sound fucking retarded.
they do, right? It's like you guys invented the language. Why do you sound retarded?
I love when an Australian does like the American impersonation. Like when Jim Jeffries talks with his American accent, he can just turn it on.
You ever hear
Hello, my name's Tom. Fucking. You guys sound fucking retarded.
No, the one where he's talking about, he's like, when you see Americans in the airport, you know they're Americans because they're all like, ooh, wow, that's a chair. Very nice. It's like, fucking kills me.
You do a good Australian accent. That was good.
I try. I practice in the mirror every day.
Really, why?
No, I don't know. I was reading something about the Boers in South Africa, too, and that got me doing the accent. They were talking about how you could say, it's like spooning fucking joggers or something like that, jiggers or something. I don't know. They're talking about like the
Jiggers.
No. I think it was joggers or something like that. But they have some like fucking way of saying that it was like the Boer army, the fucking white guys. It was like when they would shoot at the Africans. And it's like they were like spooning fucking or like
Spooning, like they're cuddling with them, or
like slotting them or something like that. I don't know. It was like
What the fuck does that mean?
It's like slang for like shooting black people. That was like
Okay.
they were trying, but it was like a casual way of being like, "Oh, back in the bush, they
Saying
used to
spooning, I thought they were like scooping them
not
with
like
fucking
scooting.
spoon
No, like
blades or
shooting
something.
them with fucking FALs in the
Spoons.
face. Yeah, spoon munition.
They're cuddling
They're
with them.
cuddling them to death.
This is terrible content.
This is awesome content.
I'm gonna get a text tomorrow at like 9 a.m. Joe's gonna be like, dude, I'm deleting this. We fucking stink.
No,
We
this
gotta
is how we're
record a
gonna
good
get
one. We gotta ride the wave. We just had 188 views. We gotta put a good one.
No, this is fantastic.
Usually the ones we
This is
think
how
are
we're gonna get our
horrible.
NASCAR sponsorship. Is just talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
shooting black people.
That's like part of the.
I've already got.
That's part of the deal. You got.
I can feel the Tide logo forming on my chest. These pants are turning fire retardant. Anyway,
That's.
why was I
Can't
talking
imagine
about
seeing
Australia?
our stupid logo rolling around the track on a
Dude,
fucking
that would
NASCAR.
be fucking terrifying.
Somewhere I read it was only 25,000 for like a truck race or something, and there is.
They
so
take Tacomas.
I watched the Xfinity race yesterday. They do. The Toyota trucks are called Tacomas, but they look like fucking spaceships.
No, I'm gonna put mine in there with the fucking gas cap missing.
Just rattling
It's
it
aerodynamic. I'm gonna put the fucking toolbox.
It's an illegal modification. This is weight reduction. Joe's automatically starting in the back of the field for an illegal gas cap.
They're gonna have to put a fat chick in there to fucking even it out. She's gonna be her hand job the whole time, yelling in the PA system. Get out of the way. I don't know, dude. I was talking to you about how fun NASCAR would be if they let the drivers drive drunk, but like thinking about like them getting roadhead, you have to drive that like a couple laps, get like 5
It's
laps.
like the Brazzers NASCAR league.
Yeah, like 5 laps in the middle, you're just getting domed.
What can't Johnny Sins do, dude?
Yeah, like,
Fucking in a fire seat with a hole in the crotch.
Yeah, right. Like, dude,
Burns his dick off because they flipped the car.
who's that fucking British guy who's got Chelsea tattooed on? Dude,
I
the
don't
guy's
know
all
male
cock.
porn stars that well.
The guy's all fucking wiener. His dick is like unreal. It's like he's like
Jesus
skinny.
Christ.
He's super skinny. He's like 90 pounds soaking wet, but like 30 of that's his cock. It looks like a fucking blimp. It's disgusting, but like, god damn if he doesn't know how to.
Yeah, I
fucking-
completely lost my train of thought. Now
Yeah,
we're talking about
man,
wrenches.
I know my
dude.
mouth's watering.
Dude, I'm so thirsty. I'm drooling over here.
But yeah, no, we were talking about NASCAR. Get like the 5 laps in the middle. It's like, all right, so it's like a 300. It's like, all right, so like lap 150 to 155. You just like you got to unzip the pants. So like, one of your pit crew has to be like, and now that's gonna even the playing field too, because you have to have a bimbo on your crew. Otherwise, or you got to get a gay driver, dude. Like this is adding a whole new dynamic to the sport that I think we should really fully embrace.
Yeah,
as a
that'll
country.
air on NBC.
Who cares? They'll air it on Pornhub. Like, just go to commercial for those 5 laps. Like, I mean, there's just a shitload of fucking yellow flags. Everybody's just hitting walls.
All these guys are like married with kids and shit.
Get the wife in there. Whatever. I don't give a shit. They are all like.
What would
Southern.
be the incentive? Like, we're gonna pay you an extra $20 million
No,
a year
no,
if
it's
you
not
can
like
get the
a
dick
pay
suck
incentive.
laps?
No, it's not a pay incentive or anything. It's just to see who can keep their concentration going like $1.80. Fucking
Probably
like.
drive better.
You think? I don't
Just
know.
dialed
Dude,
in.
I tried driving pretty fast while I was getting roadhead one time. Her head got stuck under the fucking wheel, and I started revving the fucking engine.
Yeah, dude, you get in a bad
Sketchy.
wreck.
Sketchy, dude. It's
She
sketchy.
bites down out
Oh
of
yeah,
fear.
that's another thing too. Like, oh, imagine that. How many times do you think the emergency room nurses have seen, like, chick comes in, fucking got the fucking guy's dick in a fucking bag with ice. She's got blood on her mouth. And it's like, what happened? You know what happened. It's like, were you giving him roadhead? Well, yeah, he hit the fucking brake a little too hard.
Probably more often than you think, but that
bobbing
just
him.
reminded me of we were in the ER with Vincent when he was like 2 weeks old. He was having fucking tummy issues, and this guy comes in and his like girlfriend's doing the talking for him or something, and like basically comes down to they're like he's having an ill effect to like this drug. I forget what the name of it was.
Sildenafil.
It wasn't Viagra
Blue
or tadalafil or whatever. It wasn't the generic of those, but it was some other erection medication.
Nice.
And then she was like, "It's been like 6 hours. Like in another 30 minutes, like he could explode or something." Like it was this whole but like it took like 10 minutes to get to the gist of that because they're like he feels lightheaded. Like they were completely the guy was like dancing around it
totally.
so hard, and they're like, "So what did you take, sir?" Because they're like, "He's overdosing on something." I'm like, this fucking scumbag took fentanyl or something, and then like he's literally just sitting there like like covering it up like. And he's dancing around and they're like, "So what did you take?" And he's like, "Prolagalone or something." And I Google it and I'm like, erection medicine. My God, dude. This guy's got a fucking hard on a death.
How hard was it not to like laugh out loud when he figured it?
I definitely smirked because we were getting triaged or whatever. So we were behind the counter. So I was like 5 feet away from this guy checking in.
You should have given him the
And
old
I'm just
John
sitting there
Daly.
looking at Tina like, and then the black nurse lady shut the door and she was like, this motherfucker right here. Like she didn't say that, but she said something to that effect. Like, I can't believe these people. I got the solution for you, honey. Come on in the back.
There's
Let me get my cocoa butter on that thing.
I forget if it's Jamie Foxx, Eddie Murphy, or Chris Rock. I don't fucking remember. It's one of those like fucking black comics that had a special in the 90s where like, it tells you that if your erection doesn't, it might be Bernie Mac. If your erection doesn't go down after 4 hours, call a doctor. Fuck that. I'm calling everybody. God damn it! I gotta watch Dogs Comedy. Yeah. I gotta watch the Kings of Comedy again because there's some seriously fucking great jokes in there. There's a bit. What's his fucking face? Steve Harvey.
He was a killer.
He has a joke about playing golf in Africa and getting attacked by baboons. And he's like, I never thought I would go to the motherland and I would have a baboon attacking my face and I pee my pants. It's like, it's so fucking funny. It's like a 7-minute bit, but it's like, it's so fucking good. But goddamn, like, dude, Bernie Mac, too. Bernie Mac kills, man. He is one of
that. I'm calling I think that is Bernie Mac.
I think it's Bernie Mac. Or it's Chris Rock. I can't. Oh, dude, another Chris Rock one. We can just talk about
that. Got me so good,
dude. Chris Rock has a bit about like kids not having good parental influences, which is why like it was like a whole bit about like he does like the I think all bullets should cost $5,000 because bullets cost $5,000. There ain't no thing as innocent bystanders. And then he goes into like you need better role models for like kids. It's like if you got goddamn you got a kid. You got a kid that calls his grandma mommy and his mommy Diane. He going to jail. And then he does the face. Yeah. Dude, he's so fucking funny.
Shane does a lot of the like lean in and be like, huh? Mm-hmm. He did a lot of that live. That was like his go-to when he was starting to like.
Yeah. Did you watch the McCusker special yet?
No.
Well, our podcasting peer Matt McCusker, of
one of our favorite peers
of Matt and Shane's secret podcast is he's released a new special on YouTube that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, don't attack that, please.
What was the title of it? I liked it. I can't remember.
I forget, but the beginning's him on rollerblades and it made me fucking laugh my ass
off. I did
up.
see that part.
It was like me on skates.
I watched like the first 3 minutes and I think Vincent woke up and I was like, oh.
It's so fucking funny. He has a bit about driving high that's like, it's so accurate.
Matt McCusker, The Speed of Light.
Speed of Light.
I thought it was something cooler than that. But the cover art's cool.
Yeah, it is.
Check it out. Yeah, he's got 733,000 views. He doesn't need us to watch it, but isn't that nuts that how like we always talk about Matt and Shane where like they're fucking dick riders, but
yeah, we're their biggest fans.
Probably not, but they I think we talked about it before how like they're the biggest podcast on Patreon and like when you watch it you don't get the feel that they would be. It's just like they're sitting at a table like this, like in Shane's apartment. Like they're just like it's not like I like it for that reason that it doesn't feel like a professional like, Two Bears One Cave or like Joe Rogan style like
it's just
studio.
One camera,
it's just
like us.
It's literally just like Lemaire with a laptop and like you said, one camera.
He's their Jamie. It's so fucking funny, dude. I like Lemaire. I like fucking Gardini.
Yeah, I like
all those guys.
Their producers and stuff. Yeah, no, I couldn't think of the other guy's name. Noah.
I'm a dork. I know.
Guard Dog.
Dude, like, it's so funny.
They're making like millions of dollars off that podcast. Like,
I know they're good at it too, which is fucking hilarious. Like we were riffing right there for a little bit. I was like, that was fun. Like that was a good. We're gonna get back into that, but like they could just fucking slay for like an hour and 20 minutes straight, and it's like, god damn, I wish I could. Fucking
they do that, and then Shane's still like, I don't think this is good content. Like we're just talking. Like and he doesn't do that so much anymore, but back in the day, he would always like in the earlier episodes, he's always like, this stinks. Like fucking that's you. You're always like, this is not good. And then I'm then I overthink it,
bro. You want to know what's fucked up? Here's something that was like bumming me out. I was like thinking about the notion, like don't take it the wrong way. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say.
I'm sensitive, so prepare for that.
It's just like I'm not thinking about killing myself.
Oh, I thought it was
no. Just like it's like that time of year where I'm just like I'm tired and fucking do it.
Every day, brother. Every day.
Yeah, another day closer. But yeah, like I
get near the roof of a parking garage and I start like shaking and my palms start sweating. I'm like.
Well, just like
what if I did?
Today was just like walking around. It's like a pleasant night. I'm just like I got my life together right now. Like I hate my job. Like I don't hate my job. I hate people, but like, you know, it's just like I'm at a place where it's like I'm making money, I'm in a good spot, like I can do what I'm doing, like I'm enjoying myself for the most part. I have free time, I'm able to follow my pursuits and take care of my dog and come home at the end of the day and not worry about work. That being fucking said, it drives me fucking insane that like I have to get up in the morning and do this for the rest of my fucking life. Like, I mean, and like, why? What's the point? Like, you can just kill yourself now. Exactly, and like that's the.
Well, you don't have to kill yourself either.
But like, it's like, what am I gonna do? Just drop out of like actual society and go live in my shed and just fucking starve to death? Like,
just buy a cheap house, pay it off, and then live off the fucking interest.
Sure, yeah, like because that's feasible right now.
I don't think you need to work a normal job.
Nah, I mean, I'm honestly like, it's just like, honestly, it was just like one of those things where it's like,
just retire at fucking like 40.
I mean, I'm probably gonna retire from life at 40 around a telephone.
Nah, who else am I gonna come hang out with once a week? Like, you're like
me in the fucking graveyard.
I already do that with Nolan. I don't need another fucking cemetery appointment.
Nolan needs another friend down there. Like, he's got.
Piece of shit.
I mean,
he fucking killed himself. What an asshole.
I mean, hey, look, it's something that's very like I don't fault anyone for killing themselves. It's a selfish act. It's like how I deal with it isn't your fault. That's on you, and it's like it's fine. It's your life. Do what the fuck ever you want with it. But it's like I'm allowed to feel shitty because you killed yourself. Like you got to deal with that. That's like the exchange. It's like it's your life. Do whatever. Fucking smoke cigarettes, fucking smoke crack.
But I'm allowed to be kind of mad.
But I'm allowed to be angry at you because you fucking made me feel shitty about myself, and now I don't have that person in my life. It's like the same thing because I feel that way about my mom too. But it's like I can't control that. Like, but it's like, oh, god damn it. I was riffing. Stop eating the goddamn.
I was actually talking with Tina today about Nolan, about how I almost felt bad for him in a weird way where. When Nolan jumped off the George Washington Bridge, literally less than a minute later, a Chinese dude jumped off the upper deck. And, like, that's one of those events where, like, you want to be the star of the show. Like, all of the articles were, like, Nolan Sosinski and Qingmin Yang.
Is that actually the guy's name?
It was something like that. It was some fucking symbols and shit. I don't know, nothing. General So fucking jumped off the fucking George Washington. But the fucked up thing is, too... This guy had a way more interesting story, dude. He stole the show.
Fuck.
Qingmin Yang just got out of a suicide like rehab, like when you threaten suicide or you attempt suicide and they put you in fucking Ancora for 10 days. Yeah. He just got out of there. He got in his Toyota Sienna. He drove to the George Washington Bridge, parked in the middle of it, and dove off the upper deck less than a minute after Nolan jumped.
Damn.
And I always think that Nolan was kind of... I don't know if he actually did it this way on purpose, but... The time he jumped was 4:20 p.m.
Blaze it.
And he was a troll, and he was the only one in our group of friends that didn't smoke weed. And I feel like he was just like, I'm going to ruin 420 for these guys for the rest of their lives. You know, he's like, yeah, you guys smoke weed at 420. I kill myself at 420. It's too perfect. Why would you jump at exactly 420? Like, he was probably like, yo, it's like 4:11. Let me just wait till 4:20.
Maybe the Asian dude was trying to fucking, like, be somewhere at 4 o'clock and was just like,
no, Nolan jumped at 4:20.
No, the guy was 21 minutes late and was like, I can't even get this right.
No, he literally, he left the fucking mental hospital from an attempted suicide.
I shouldn't be laughing at this. This is fucking hilarious.
He drove to the bridge.
Why did they give him a fucking ride? Like, dude.
His car was outside. I guess he drove himself.
What the fuck kind of belt?
I don't know. I don't know if he rented it. But bro, when I first read that article, my first thought, I was still drinking. I was a little drunk. I was sad about Nolan, and I like horribly depressed about Nolan. Still am. But I remember thinking and like out loud being like, that's fucking dedication, man. Like I gotta hand it to Qingmin Yang. This guy, he had a goal, and he got it. He sat in that rehab for 14 days. He bided his time, and he accomplished. Mission accomplished.
Well, they were very industrious people.
And the work crews, they got a 2-for-1. They didn't have to come out for one body. They got to scoop 2 out. Everyone got a little OT.
Hey, there you go.
There was a haunting picture on the internet right after it happened in one of the articles. I don't know if it got like the New York Post deleted it or what, but it was like the cops on the deck of the bridge where Nolan jumped, and it was just his bike like leaned against the side. There was no kickstand, like he just like leaned it against the railing. I don't know. I remember looking at it, and, like weird, I didn't want to believe he was dead. I was still delusional. I was calling his phone. I was like, this can't be real. Like I was only 20 years old. Like I was fucked. Like I was a kid. We're still fucking young, but
Mentally, absolutely.
You know what I mean? I still feel like that age. Like, I'd be fucked if my friend killed himself now, but I was fucked, and I just didn't believe it was real. And then we kept Googling his name and, like, looking at the articles, and I found that one, and it was, like, his bike, and I looked at it, and, like, it had the plastic bags on the seat, and, like, it was the Schwinn fucking Cruiser, whatever the fuck, and I was like, damn, that's his fucking bike. Like, this is definitely real. Like, that was... And I've... Even as recently in the last year, I've tried to find that picture again. I can't find it.
You want to hear something genuinely creepy today?
Rest in peace, Nolan, buddy.
You know what? He was a guy that I didn't get to hang out with enough, but like every time he was there, he was a fucking legend, man. Like,
he was one of my best friends.
He was like, a funny fucking dude, and just like Fat Ed. Fat Ed is the reason that I have such a cynical sense of humor. It's because of people like shout out Fat Ed, rest in peace to you too. It's because of people like him that I have thick skin. It's because he told you like he's gonna just tell it how it is, and it's like you can't take shit too seriously. It's like, hey, you're fucking up. This is what you're doing, but also you're a fucking idiot. And like that.
Nolan wasn't like that at all. He was just a fucking wild card, dude. He was just crazy and funny. He would have been the best podcast guest.
Dude, this literally the day, or I guess it was a week ago to the day. I get a message on. I'm just gonna say Messenger. Look at the third one down. Now, do you remember who I used to work with?
Is that the kid who died?
Yeah, 3 days or 7 days ago. His phone just someone probably got his number now, and
Yeah,
it's like
it works off your phone number. So
yeah, so like it's probably just it's not him. It's just a new
it's
person,
his
but it
known
freaked
phone number.
me. I haven't thought about that guy in like a decade, and is like that popped up, and I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
that's
creepy.
That's fucking weird, man. I'm like I was a little like, woof, like I mean it's just you know whatever. I hope all good things.
It is someone. I think it was my grandma was posting on my grandpa's Facebook after he died, and I would just go on and be like, Ron McCall is online, and I'd be like,
oh, that's fucked.
Like creeped me the fuck out. And she called me from his phone a few times. She's got bad dementia.
Oh, man.
It sucks, but yeah, I remember it was like 2 weeks after he died. I'm in like the lowest of the low, and then like you're half demented, and like I would see his name pop on my phone in that split second. You're like,
oh shit,
and then it's just like my grandma, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, don't call me on this number. Like, what the fuck? her mind is gotten so bad now that she just calls me like 50 times a day now, and before I can even answer, she just hangs up.
She's just fucking with you.
She does it to everyone. She's just. She's like, you guys stuck me in a fucking nursing home. She's gonna blow your shit up all day. As soon as you answer her, she hangs up, and she just does this all day.
What's Tony's mom's name? Lydia.
Yeah. Liz, she's turning her. She literally is always like, I wish the Lord would take me now. She doesn't say that verbatim, but she's like, I think it's time for me to check out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, all the time.
Dude, I like old people being.
She has stage 4 breast cancer, spine cancer, and in the lymph nodes as well. I don't know what that's called, but and like stage whatever dementia, like very bad dementia. It's fucking. It is such a mind fuck to. She like. I used to go like mentally spar with her. Like we would like debate and like fucking. She's. For lack of a better word, she could be a bitch back in the day, but like we would like duke it out, and she was very intelligent. She could like definitely hold her weight in an argument, you know what I mean? And now she's just like she's like a shell of a person. It's she has her moments, she still has her personality and stuff, but like it's just crazy. It's like it feels like I'm hanging out with a ghost when I hang out with her. Like it's like this weird thing where like you know they're gonna die, but like you still got to go spend time.
Oh yeah.
But it's just like this thing, this weight hanging over you while you're there. Like you're like, I don't know. It's just weird. And then you got the dementia on top of it. So she's like, "Who's this baby?" I'm like,
"Oh my god."
Yeah, like,
yeah, that's fucked up.
It's like she knows who I am, but like she'll call me John sometimes. It's just my dad's name. Like. They basically told me, like, you have to prepare for the point where she's not even going to know who you are. I feel like that's going to, like, mentally break me.
Nah, it's such a, like, I mean, even it's, like, rapid. It's, like my grandfather, like I said, he had it for, like, 7 years. He broke his hip, and then it was, like, he's never going to recover from this. He'll be dead within, like, a year. And then he lived 7 more years. And it was, like, he was, like, mentally, like, not with it most of the time. But, like, when he was lucid, it was, like, kind of cool. Because it's, like, oh, hey, Grandpa's here.
He's back.
Awesome. Yeah. It's, like, cool. And it's, like, you get, like, your hopes up for a moment, but it's like you kind of know it's fleeting.
And you get it ripped out a minute later, and they're like, "Where are we going again?"
Yeah, it was like it's like such a gradual process when they get to that point, because like towards the end it's like they don't know where they are.
She's in an assisted living or a nursing home or whatever, in EHT, and she calls me like a week ago and she's like, I'm at the halfway station on the Parkway, and I was like, what the fuck? It's like, you're at the rest stop right now? How did you get there? She's like, I don't know, I got a ride. And I'm like, I put this big calendar on her wall in there, and I'm like, look up on your wall, is there a big calendar there? She's like, yeah. I don't know who put it there. She's like, I'm at the halfway station, I don't know how I got here. I'm like, look at the sign on your door, room 108. And she's like, yeah, 108. I'm like, you're in your room? She's like, no, I just got here, I'm at the halfway station. She's like, Jake, she was getting like angry. She's like, I'm at the rest stop. Yeah, I need a ride. I'm like, okay, what rest stop are you at? Like, and it's like, it's fucked up because it is funny.
No, like, you gotta laugh. You gotta laugh.
But I can't laugh while I'm on the phone with her, because then she's like, starts getting upset, and she's like, I'm an embarrassment to the family. I don't know what's going. And it's just like, she's like, I'm an idiot. I can't remember anything. But she was like, she's been in this nursing home for like a month at that point, and she's like, I just got here. I'm in the rest stop right now. I need a ride. I'm like, I'm stoned when she calls, and like, I'm like, for a split second, I'm like, who the fuck left me and mom at the rest stop? Like, damn, bitch, I gotta go pick you up at the fucking. I was like, all right,
shoes off.
I'm getting on. No, I was out in the fucking Gorilla Vapes parking lot. Like, I was picking up some vape juice, and I was just like, damn, I guess I gotta hop on Parkway North and go to fucking John Farley or something, dude. I'm like, which one you at? The Springsteen or the Tony Soprano?
Dude, that's hilarious, dog. Like, I mean, like, it's.
I was like,
sad.
before I go, wait. Look at your wall. Is there a calendar up there?
Well, like, my grandfather, this one time, and this was before he broke his hip too. Like, he was losing his marbles a little bit, like, beforehand. It wasn't as bad, but there was this one time that, like, I thought it was sad. It was like really sad, but in hindsight, I just think it's like the situation is just so goddamn funny. Like, my grandfather,
you have to laugh.
My grandfather lived in Wildwood for like most of his adult life, like the bulk of his adult life. Like, I'm talking like 50, 60 years, and then like he like moved to the Villas with my aunt when they sold their house. My aunt got a smaller house, and it was like the Villas. Not much like was going on back then. It wasn't as like it was like always like kind of seedy, but it wasn't as bad as it is like currently.
Apparently that's on the upswing now. It's gentrified now.
It's completely going up. Like, but yeah.
Villas was rough for a little while there.
Yeah, I mean, so like it was like never like out. It's never like as bad as like Woodbine, but like it's pretty like, you know, ghetto. It's just like not. It's just impoverished. It's not like bad, but I mean. It was fine for my grandfather, but like there was like this one time he would go on walks, and like it was fine. We liked that he would go on walks. My aunt would usually walk with him. But this one time he like let himself out when my aunt wasn't there, and he went on a walk and realized like on the walk that she wasn't there, and then tried to get home but didn't recognize where he was, so it got kind of like confusing for him. So he was just wandering around the neighborhoods trying to figure out where the fuck he was. And also like in his head, and this was even like from the time I was like a little kid, he thought it was like still like the 60s, and like the payphones, like you need to like have like a nickel on you at all times and shit like that.
Hell yeah.
To make a local call, like just like, and, you know, he never had like anything but like a comb and his wallet on him, so like, you know, it was very easy to figure out where he was and whatnot. But I remember like he got lost, and like it was upsetting, and I was like, it bummed me out. Like my dad told me that. I was like, well, did they find him? It's like, well, yeah, the police found, like he was wandering around for a couple
Corrado
hours.
walking around the robe, dude.
Yeah, like so, like he like I was like, so like they found him though, right? It's like, oh yeah, they found him. The police picked him up. Like after a few hours, they saw him wandering around for a while, and they stopped and asked him. And but yeah, he told them like that he lived the house he lived at in the 70s, which is in Wildwood. So they drove all the way to the fucking Wildwood to some fucking strange family's house
to drop this geezer off.
Like, we have no idea who this guy is. He's like, this is my house. Are you Mexicans? Actually, I don't know if he said that. I think I might be conflating that with like another story, but holy shit, that's just the funniest situation to me. It's just this guy's just pissed off that you're in your own house and he doesn't know. Like,
get out of my fucking house. Who put these weird pictures up?
Yeah, like it's like I love my grandfather. I feel so fucking bad that he had to deal with this problem, but it's like, holy shit, like it's hilarious.
That's a fun way to go.
It's
got to be an adventure. You have no idea what the fuck's going on. You're just out here living life by the balls every day, dude.
And then you get hit with a fucking DMT trip of all fucking DMT trips for like perceivable ever, indefinitely. your brain's just fucking clocking out, and then that fucking serotonin DMT flood hits your brain
when you're dying.
Yeah. And it's like you go from dementia to that. It's like I can't imagine that
floating through space.
Oh my god, that must be so fucking intense. But
my grandmom's doing the same thing there, where she keeps saying she lives in Atlantic City, and she lived in Atlantic City in like the 60s. She's like, yeah, I live on Arctic Avenue.
Don't take grandma to Arctic Avenue if she gets picked up.
But
please.
she was telling me, she was like, I had nowhere to stay. Like, I was just staying at other people's houses. Like, I'm lucky I didn't get killed. And I'm like, she did move down to Atlantic City on her own when she was like 15 from some podunk town in central, like, Pine Barrens, Jersey. So I'm like, was my mom just like, she was like, I did some bad stuff. I'm like, yeah, was she just like, I was like, was she just like, she was just wilding out when she was younger?
When was this, the 60s?
I want to say, 60s, so 70s. She was born in 42, and she moved down to Atlantic City on her own in like probably the 50s. She was like 16 or 15 or something. She dropped out of high school. Her grandparents lived in Atlantic City, but then she like got a waitress job and was like doing her own thing or something.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, my dad has like very intimate experience and knowledge actually of Atlantic City, which is fucking bizarre to me. But like because he never goes there. He doesn't like going. He doesn't like gambling. He doesn't like doing anything. He goes to dinner and that's his thing. He likes. Did
he grow up going there, or like where's the interest?
So my grandmother was a card counter. So my grandmother, like I think I told this on there that when I turned 21, they thought I was my grandfather and like almost blacklisted me from Tropicana.
Just for having the name.
Yeah, because I'm the third and he's a senior, and they were like they put one and one together pretty quickly, but like they made my card and were like, wait, like Joe senior? And I'm like, no, it's the third, and they're like, oh, okay, because it says like 85.
Like, yeah, you're like, I stink. I'm minus like fucking.
I just turned 21 like a week before, and they were like, yeah, I don't think you could get banned that quickly unless you have like priors or something. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm allowed here. I'm 21. I'm good. And they're like, yeah, you're the third, so it's probably your grandfather. And it was like, because my grandmother would get busted card counting, and they just kick her out, blackball her from the casinos. But yeah, she was.
He got tagged too.
Well, just they would probably be in the same room or whatever, and they just like fucking like my dad or what. I don't know how he would get harangued into it, but it's like plausible deniability because my grandmother was like,
he was like spotting for her, like, yo, Irene, wrap it up. They're fucking looking at us.
He would just fucking like chill in the room, from what my dad said. He liked the buffet. That was his thing. He would go drink like a dozen cups of coffee at the buffet.
Your grandmom says she's card counting. She's just donking off Jay's college fund.
Dude, we got evidence of this shit. There's a fucking there's a ton of shit in my aunt's attic that my grandmother won in card games that I'm like not even fucking kidding. Like she just knew.
I love a successful D-gen.
She was the like I gotta get Jay on here one of these days because he can tell like all of the Dolores stories.
You should just do an episode like you and Jay.
I was thinking about doing that like a couple of days ago.
I wouldn't be offended like at all. You know what I mean?
I'll pump one out on Wednesday.
Because I feel like the chem between you guys would be like
gay.
No, it'd be good. Jay. Like telling old stories and like hearing stuff from him.
Yeah, all right.
Where I might like kind of my dumbass might like muddy the waters a little bit. We could do one with us three as well, but I'm saying like for that type of thing, hearing like old family stories, I think it would play better.
Old WAP stories,
just you two. Like I think that'd be a cool episode.
All right, well yeah, I'll get on that. But yeah, my grandmother obviously like played blackjack, went to casinos. Like it was in the 70s when they opened up in there, and then like apparently before that too, she was like a card counter in Wildwood when they had casinos in Wildwood, like
underground speakeasies.
Yeah. So
good old days.
She was like pretty well to do, was known all around town. She once
was she making her living doing this?
No. We had money like from the diner and whatnot, like because my family owned the Wildwood Diner. So like it was a relatively like just like a relaxing thing for her, but she was good at it. Like she would like fucking turn like she would make more than the rent. Like she would turn good profits. So but yeah, like she this one time was playing blackjack and she was playing high limits too, like high stakes, and she was in this room and there was this computer company back in the 80s called Wang Computers, which Wang. And my dad told this story on when I was trying to do a podcast by myself like way back in the day, but my dad told me that this guy, his name was Wang, the co-owner of the company. He came down to Atlantic City by helicopter, landed at Trump Castle, and had a...
Which one was that?
It was in Atlantic City for a very brief amount of time, somewhere I think near the marina.
It got demoed?
I think it got demoed, yeah.
I know shit. Yeah, I never heard of Trump Castle.
Well, there was like also the Playboy Casino. Mm-hmm. There was like the Sands. That got demoed. Like there's a whole bunch in there that got... I don't know where exactly it was, but it was like the Trump Castle. So my grandmother was staying there. They were playing there. She watches this guy come in. He has a suitcase filled with $1 million. He sits down at the blackjack table, plays $500,000 in hand, loses both hands, fucking gets up and leaves. And then within like 6 months, the company folded. Apparently, the dude had like a major gambling problem. My grandmother witnessed this dude lose.
He's the guy who jumped off the bridge when Nolan did.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, this Wang,
flew
man.
his helicopter and landed on the deck. Dove off.
Fucking Wang.
Hang Chang Wang. His grandson. He was also a DJ.
Yeah, dude, fucking owed a little bit of money to the triads. Like, but yeah, so grandma.
That's a tough one. Why?
Well, grandma. We'll keep it positive. Grandma was a card counter. So my dad was getting his ass kicked at fucking high school because he was white in Wildwood in the 70s. So my grandmother, having connections and like had the ability to do what she did, got an apartment for my dad in I think Absecon, and then he went to Friends School, which is a Quaker school in Atlantic City. And I don't think it's there anymore, but my dad went to Quaker school and
had his own apartment in high school.
Had his own apartment in high school. So his sophomore, junior.
Was he driving?
He was driving. Yeah, okay. he was driving, but like
16 for the license back then.
Well, not only 16 for the license, I think it was 15. He went to PA because he had relatives in PA, and he used their address and got it at 15.
I would so do that if that was like a thing still.
He made himself a fake ID at one point too, which I used to have. I don't know where it is, but yeah, he. But my pop, so he was telling me like all these stories about like AC back in the 70s and like what a shithole it was. Like he was there when they built resorts, and if they would ever let you up on, like if anybody here does work for resorts or knows how to get onto the roof at resorts, I swear to God I won't jump all the suicide shit before. Pure speculation.
There's parking garages. We don't need to go on that roof to jump.
Exactly. Up on the roof, on the dome, on resorts, there's like a walk around, and Jay's initials are on there because back before the casino part was open, they had to build like the hotel and like the casino floor and everything, but there wasn't any gaming. It was just like a big empty fucking building. So my dad, when he would just not have class, he would just walk around in the casino with like nothing in it and just like hang out. And he was able to get up onto the roof because there weren't any like fucking jumpers yet. Nobody lost their money. So like he was just up there, and he said there was like one day went up there, there was fresh plaster. So him and I think like two other people wrote their initials in the wet plaster. So he's like forever immortalized on the roof of resorts.
It's probably been like refurbished since then. I was gonna say,
I'm curious.
I thought he like drew it on there with a marker. I was gonna say, how do you know they haven't painted it since?
No, it's like etched in there apparently. But I mean, it probably has been. I'm curious if anybody.
It'd be cool to go up there and see it.
Yeah, I'm very curious. I want to see if he can like explain how he got up there or whatever to me. I'll try.
Just fly a drone up there. And
that would also. I think they're banned.
Probably
in Atlantic
super
City.
illegal.
I think they're banned because there's like air traffic off the one boardwalk pier. Like you can't fly drones near like where airports and air traffic is for whatever reason. I think that
I don't think you can fly them in Ocean City either.
But another fun one about Jay.
Drone footage is sick.
Drone footage is pretty cool.
We should fucking put that in the podcast.
We're not
just have a drone flying around between the two of us.
No, you know what we should get?
When I'm talking, it just hovers over and then it goes back to you.
We should get one of those blimps like they have between periods at the hockey game that drops
floating around the room.
Drops coupons. You're like free pretzels.
Yeah. Drops seltzers on your head.
Blunts in your lap. Already lit blunts.
Just on fire. That goes down like the damn Hindenburg.
Yeah, dude. Fucking A, I like it. We synced up on that, man. That's
like two fucking broads on the fucking cycle,
fucking
doggy.
Like fucking cat house over here. Dude, that's hilarious. Yeah. The whole thing goes up. Cheyenne's missing a huge patch of hair. Dude, we're all
just barking at it the whole time.
Bites it. Fucking blows off.
Small fan, like this little dumb thing floating around like a Roomba.
We gotta get a little person to fucking fly. Hey, get this dog away from me.
Like Stuart Little in the fucking cockpit.
Hey, yeah, I got Simon Birch flying my fucking blimp.
Get out of here!
Yeah, stop it.
I'm flying. I'm flying over here.
Hey.
I'm picturing the little guy from like Doug Funny or something.
Doug Funny. What?
There was some cartoon. There used to be this little fucking dude that would come out like this.
I'm imagining fucking the one guy, the smelly guy from Real Monsters that holds his eyeballs and he's just all armpits in the mouth. I'm just imagining that flying my fucking blimp around. There's like stench or something. Hey, get this dog away from me.
Holy shit!
Midget voice rules. It's not too far off of my real voice too. Thank you very much.
I was
I'm close to the ground. I'm short.
We got the helium tank to fill balloons for Vin's first birthday
You know,
party
you can
last
blow out a
weekend.
lung fucking inhaling.
I was
helium.
huffing it and like it wasn't making my voice higher. Like I'm like, this is some jank ass helium. Like this shit's cut. Like it wasn't.
It's probably like not
I found
helium.
myself like more. I'm just
Probably
like,
like
huffing,
nitrogen.
like, carbon monoxide. Like I'm really lightheaded. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I did. I was doing it, and I found myself like raising my voice more, like when you're like, huh, and I'm like, it's not. Tina's like, it's not doing anything. I'm like, yeah, I'm like literally, and she's like, you're doing that. I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess it's not doing anything.
Yeah, babe.
And I was like, I have a headache.
Forgot to breathe.
I think it's helium, but they cut it with like oxygen or something.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
it's
so you
not
don't.
like-
That's exactly so you don't blow your lung out. Like but you can kill yourself with helium too, which is like I think that's why they put oxygen in it, so you can't like.
back in the day, you'd huff some fucking balloons, dude. You'd get some
dude.
hello, like that was the shit.
I won't say which friend, but me, you, Mark was there for this too, and he witnessed it, which was hilarious. We were all at that Rise Against and Bad Religion show in Philly, and one of our not so street savvy friends was walking by like a Nitrous Mafia guy with like 100 balloons on him. He goes, "Who the fuck buys balloons after a concert?" Just people enjoying balloons.
Bro, me and Port, when he said that, me and Port looked at each other like, is this guy fucking serious?
Dude, Mark and I walked all the way back to the fucking car and then sat there, hotboxed the car with the joint we had left over, and we were like, did he really fucking say that? Yeah.
Who the fuck wants balloons at a
Fuck
concert?
buys balloons after a concert?
That was miserable, dude. That concert was way more intense than I thought.
That concert ruled, man. Oh, dude, that
We
bouncing...
were up at the front, and then shit got crazy, and me and Port were like knocking over like walls of people. We were two like sturdy fat kids, and we were just
Nice.
like, but we didn't want that. Like it
You
felt
don't
like
want to mosh.
it felt like a hockey game. Like
Yeah,
we were
dude.
like we had to like team up and like band together. Like, oh, I got your back, dude. Like,
Yeah, dude.
It was intense, and I was like, I came to like listen to music. What
Punk
the fuck
show,
is
man.
going on?
It's a punk band.
I knew Rise Against is like punk, but I thought they were more like mainstream. Like I didn't think it was gonna be that hardcore at a fucking Rise Against
Dude,
show.
fucking Bad Religion played something off their first album. They played Fuck Armageddon, This Is Hell. And I remember fucking opening that shit up and everybody being like, you know, like me and like a bunch of 30-year-old fucking dudes with no hair, like just older Joes. Me now. It was me and like a bunch of like younger me's. We're just like, like fucking ganging it up. It was fucking
The
awesome.
real like metal moshes were like trying to fucking elbow
Oh, yeah,
each
they try
other
to
in the
hurt each other.
head. That shit's whack.
Punk shows are like
You just shove each other and run in a circle and shit. That shit's fun.
Punk shows, you just hit each other, and then when someone falls down, they pick each other up. So like, I got kicked in the face by that lady like at the Bouncing Souls show. I had a little
Did she
shine.
mean to, or she was just running?
No, she was in like the pit, and her daughter was in the pit too. And her
I thought you were gonna say
daughter,
her dog. I
her
was like,
daughter was like behind her, and there's a guy that kept surfing people. So like, the daughter turns around, gets the guy to turn around, and goes her, and he like picks her up, and she's like flipping out and just like starts flailing, and then like they
Kicks
surf
you
her
in
to
the head.
no, she surfs to the front and then comes back, and then like starts yelling at her daughter. And she's like, "Why the fuck would you tell her to do that?" And then the guy just picks her up again, and then she fucking is like flailing again, and then she kicks me, and my fucking glasses go flying, and I'm like, I could feel my fucking eyes like already tearing up, and it was hilarious. And
She
then
got you in the bad eye. That
yeah,
was
no, the
fucking
good eye,
gnarly.
the good eye.
Thank God.
Like, dude, it was fucking hilarious because she came back by like the middle of the song. She was like, "All right, I want to do it again." He just kept going. I surfed at that one. That was pretty cool. I got
That's sick.
put a headlock by a fucking security guard that would bring me down too, because they don't like when you do that.
They get to the front, they're like, "Get the fuck out!"
They do. They put you in a headlock, and this guy like really gripped me up. My head was sore because of that.
Shit, what a scumbag.
I mean, it was pretty fucking funny. Like that fucking that show was great though. That was
Rise Against was a great concert. I was shocked, and I respect how hard these dudes were throwing down up front. And me and Port swiftly went to the back and just like we're watching the chaos.
I
And,
was
like,
in the middle of that
we're like,
shit.
we're both fat dudes. We're like, we're gonna get a piece of pizza. I think we got like a hot dog and a piece of pizza, and like fucking just chilled in the back.
Rise Against was really good over nachos.
We went outside because we were both like hot at one point. We're like, let's just go hang outside. I like hacked a dart, went back in. Fucking, we were just chilling towards the back though. But I did mosh once or a couple times at like Flatbush or like Puya. Some rap shows they will open up the circle, but it wasn't like Rise Against. There was some people like trying to like hurt you, like people like throwing fucking like.
Oh yeah, like,
It was mainly pushing and shoving, but it was like a wall of people, and I felt like I was about to get stampeded. But there was people like throwing fucking punches and shit. I was like, dude, nah.
There's a video somewhere of me at Asbury Lanes getting punched in the face by this guy because he went to stage dive, and there was no barricade at the show, mind you. So we're seeing this band Leftover Crack, who fucking rule. They were, I mean, at least they did when we used to see them.
I think we talked about them before.
2012, yeah, they fucking rule. But they played the show at a bowling alley in Asbury, shithole dive bar bowling alley that you
Awesome.
could bowl while their band is playing, and the bands that opened up were bowling while Leftover Crack was on, and they're yelling from the fucking like 3 lanes over like fuck you. It's like, we're gonna play you after the fucking we're done, like we got 3 more songs, we're gonna come kick your ass. It was hilarious. It was fucking awesome. Yeah, this kid fucking stage dove, landed nuts first on my forehead because he didn't look where he was going. You're supposed to kind of like turn, and it's like you put your weight on like a couple of people, but then like as you like land, you spread out and then you disperse, and then everybody just kind of like throws you down or whatever. But this kid just put all of his fucking weight like right, like he Superman dove just right on my head, and he like got pissed, and then he's still up in the air, so he turns to me and starts punching me in the fucking head. So I grab him by the neck and put him down and say no. And he stopped, but we got kind of like absorbed into the crowd. But yeah, it was like shit like that happened. Some guy was sitting on a ball return too in the pit, and I'm going around in a circle at one point. The guy just kicks me in the gut, and I'm like, oh! And he goes, oh my god, I'm sorry. I was like, why would you do that? He's like, I didn't think you were gonna do anything. And I was like, that hurt like a motherfucker. It like knocked the wind out of me. I had to like take a knee for a second. Yeah, he was like some fucking just like crusty fucking asshole with a fucking spiked bullshit haircut, and just like fucking sitting there grinning, just like fucking boots
Combat
me.
boots to the
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
gut.
dude, like a dock right to the fucking lung. And I'm like, ah, like what?
I didn't think that would hurt.
He
He just
said, I
fucking
didn't think.
drilled me in the gut.
He's like, I didn't think that would do anything, and I was like, you would do anything. And I was like, fuck, I need a breather, man. Like that's so.
Rap shows were more of like the punk show style mosh, where like people are they would open up for a few songs, people are high-fiving after, like someone falls, everyone like picks
everyone
them up.
picks you up.
Someone
Yeah.
drops their phone, they're like, stop, like let him get his fucking
Oh,
shoe or his phone or whatever.
Shoe, yes, phone. You get that shit stomped. I lost my shirt and my glasses, and nobody even fucking gave a fuck. And I didn't either. It's like a punk show. You're supposed to lose fucking clothing.
Yeah.
You get fucking covered in beer.
I've actually one show the artist like crowd surfed or whatever, and like was in the crowd moshing or whatever, and he like dropped his phone, and then like the fucking crowd like passed it back up to the front.
It's pretty sweet.
It's like, yeah, Philly, y'all some real motherfuckers or something like that.
There's this band called The Bronx, and the guy that sings for them does the entire show in the pit. He just hops into the pit. He's in the center. He's moshing the whole fucking time too. He's like hitting people with the microphone and whatnot. Like
that's badass.
It's fun. It's like they're not a really like they're a kind of hard band to listen to. Like they're not like easy listening by any stretch of the imagination. But, like the people punch each other to their music. But yeah, they're fucking entertaining as fuck live. They're really fun. They're high.
I'm not trying to like leave a fucking concert on a stretcher.
Well, this one time I went to
teeth and shit.
I went to the show. This show's on YouTube too. You can look it up. I can actually fucking pull it up as the intro for this one. But there's this song "Terror American" by World Inferno Friendship Society at Hollow Mass 2009. I'm in there's a live performance going on. I do a stage dive, and you've probably seen that before, where I run and dive off the stage and like do a little front flip. I'll show it to you in a little bit.
Pull it up, throw it on here for sure.
But there's I knocked a whole bunch of people over doing that stage dive, and then later in the show,
fat at the time?
I was chunky, but I was like starting to lose weight.
Bowling ball coming over.
Yeah, it's like a 220-pound Joey just
Holy
fucking like
fuck,
just diving. There's fatter people than me stage diving though, so
Holy
I was
shit.
on the lighter end because I was small. But like, yeah, I knocked a shitload of people over at one point in the show, and then the singer of the band, who since has passed, rest in peace, Jack.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. But yeah, the guy thought it was so funny that I just like dove. Like there's like a pumpkin on the stage, and he goes, "Here, have a pumpkin." So like, I got a pumpkin from the guy, and I managed to like I was like fucking football player the whole time in the mosh pit. The rest of the fucking show, I was just like elbowing people. People try to grab it, I fucking elbow them in the tit and whatnot. Like it's fucking awesome. You got carte blanche too, because I was like swinging it around at one point. It was fucking hilarious. But yeah, so I make it the whole show. His pumpkin survived, and I brought the pumpkin with me on the subway because it was the Hammerstein Ballroom in Manhattan. So it was like 43rd Street, and I had to go back to Long Island. So I'm down in the subway trying to get to the LIRR, like at the LIRR or whatever. So like I'm down there, and it's Halloween too for whatever reason. So there's these drunk chicks that are in costumes, and they drunkenly walk up to me, and they see me with my pumpkin all like sweaty and covered in fake blood and glitter and shit too, because the show was nuts. But yeah, they walk up to me and they're like, "Where'd you get that pumpkin?" I was like, "The singer from a band that I really like gave it to me." And they're like, "We want your pumpkin." And I was like, "Sorry, ladies, not really giving it away." And then she's like, "Our boyfriends are cops." And I was like, "Oh, are they?" And they were like, actually, they're two cops. They're like watching this going down. And they're like, "You want to go talk to our boyfriends?" I was like, "All right, fine." And the guy get up, and they're like, the guys are fucking like chuckling. Then I'm like coming over, and they're like, "Can we help you?" And I was like, "These ladies say that you're their boyfriends and that they want my pumpkin." And there's like cops like, "Is that? Yeah, that's true." But like, what's with the pumpkin? I was like, "I got it from the singer from a band, gave it to me." I like, it's special to me. And he's like, okay, whatever, kid. And then the girls are like, no, you want the pumpkin. And like the cops are like, whatever, like, can you give them the pumpkin? I was like, no. And they're like, well, that's that. And the guy,
get on the ground.
They're like, yeah, tased. But no, the cops are like, they're kind of like playing along for a second. He's like, all right, kid, what do you want? Like, how much for the pumpkin? I was like, I don't really want money for it. It's like, well, what do you want then? I was like, give me a pair of
fucking DBJ.
No, I was like,
from your fucking broads.
Yeah, I was like, give me a pair of handcuffs. They're like, get the fuck out of here. And just like, I just turned around and walked away. But they like kind of chuckled. It was like light, playful. But like, yeah, I just enjoyed like having the pumpkin. I want to bring a pumpkin to a show just again for the fun of it because it was fun. There was this one time I went to a casualty show at the Boneyard and these kids brought fucking glass 40s in the mosh pit, and as soon as the band came on, they smashed them in the mosh pit. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you guys? And like it was awful. People were falling down and covered in broken glass. Someone threw up like immediately in the mosh pit too. It was like, and that's you go to the wings. If you're gonna puke, go to
I feel like your pumpkin would smash if you brought it to a pit.
It didn't. I was able to defend it the whole time.
No, I'm saying if you brought like a full-size pumpkin
like
to a show.
This was a pretty big pumpkin. It was like
shit.
it was a girthy pumpkin. Like it's all you could see.
You're just carrying it around the rest of the night.
Yeah, like I took the train home with the pumpkin. Some drunk black guy thought it was the funniest thing ever, and he kept saying, "Man, I haven't stolen pumpkins in years." And I was like, "I didn't steal this. Someone gave it to me." He's like, "Blame it on the alcohol." Aha! And I'm like, okay. And then like I got home and we broke the pumpkin like a day later.
Well, one of the drivers, his trademark when he wins a race, he was a watermelon farmer in Florida. His family still does that. He gets out and they hand him a watermelon. He stands on top of the car and he just smashes a watermelon on the track. And while they're interviewing him, he picks a piece up and starts like eating it every time.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's his trademark. The pumpkin kind of reminded me of that. I just picture you like smashing a pumpkin on someone or something.
I mean, that would be pretty fun.
Like they're all moshing and you're just like, fucking throw a pumpkin. Like, where the fuck did this guy get a pumpkin?
There's
weapon of choice. You're just like GTA, reach in the book bag, pull out a fucking pumpkin.
There's like a short little wavy web surf documentary on the fucking band, the What the Fuck Is Up Denny's band. And that was like one of the funnier videos just because of how much, like, there's not too many authentic punk shows that you can go to at like a venue. There's a couple. I've been to a bunch of them. But there's like punk shows that you go to that like are just at somebody's like fucking house, or like it's like a venue but it's not really like an establishment. It's just like some.
Have you ever heard of Chalk Zone?
What's Chalk Zone?
It was in Whitesboro. It was a punk venue that Trout's cousin ran for like the better part of a decade.
Nah, I never saw it.
They did like a ton of shows.
Oh, right on.
People came from like England or Australia to do a show there, like some smaller like indie style bands, but it was like, yeah, a big I wonder if I can. They might have had an Instagram or something. But they painted all the walls in there
with
chalkboard, and then there was like these cool, like they had people like artists do like professional ass looking like chalk murals, and then they had like in the where like the stage was, it was signed by like every band that had been there, and there was like dozens of bands that came and played shows. Like
that's pretty sick.
Not like, you know, no name bar type bands, but like still like, fucking. It was a cool. It was like a small like 2-bedroom rancher in Whitesboro, and they would pack out like 50 people in the fucking living room and have like a fucking hardcore show or whatever. Like it was fucking awesome. I never went to one, but
there was this one. It was this place called the Golden Tea House in Philly, and that venue ruled. The people were kind of assholes, but like I mean, they were the only alternative once the Unitarian Church shut down. And like TLA was always fun, but like I never went there like too much unless it was like Pennywise or a big act. But like
TLA is like one of my favorites.
It's a good venue. It's like it's way too big for like a punk show. It's like I see Pennywise, like I've seen them there like 3 times and they're great.
Have you ever been? I think we might have talked about it before. The Barbary in Philly.
No,
they used to do a lot of rock shows. I don't think it's a. I think it might still be around, but it might be a different name now. It's like a bar somewhere over by the Fillmore.
Yeah.
But it probably holds like 50 people. But it's.
What's the place you saw Bird at the
Trocadero. I think that got like demoed. Pretty sure.
That sucks.
Saw Stanhope there too.
Damn, that was a good
Stanhope
venue,
came no opener right after the Louis C.K. thing. He fucking immediately was just riffing off the Louis C.K. situation. He's like, I'm gonna pull my dick out on stage tonight and jerk off or something. Just like start. And so start off with a bang. He had no opener. He did like 3 fucking hours straight and just murdered the whole fucking time. Like to the point where like Stu was having drinks and it was like he worked all day that day and it was like show started at 8, now it's like 11. Stu was literally like starting to fucking like doze off. Like this Stanhope's just going on like a marathon set. Like, Stanhope's hammered, Stu's hammered. I'm just sitting there like fucking having a ball. Yeah.
No,
but I literally remember Stu like starting to get like tired towards the end of it because it was like the longest fucking set ever. But like me as a Stanhope dork, I was like, dude, this is the fucking best.
All right, I got one Troc story, I got one Punk story, and then
I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed. But
what time is it?
It's like 12:40, but it's not too bad.
Not too shabby.
No, not too bad. So the Trocadero was where I saw Tiger Army the night I was supposed to go to junior prom, and I didn't go to junior prom. I went to Tiger Army, and there was the coolest part of that was this the only place I've ever been to where the ceiling was falling down the harder you moshed. So like you would jump up and down and it would make the ceiling rattle, and like little chunks of fucking like plaster would fall on your head, and like you left there, it looked like you fucking went through a fucking wall. It was hilarious. You were all dusty and like shit. So like I thought that was a charming aspect of it. It was probably covered in fucking asbestos or some shit, but like still it was fucking awesome. It was hilarious. And like I went to after prom because I could still get into after prom. I didn't have to worry about that. I met up with my girlfriend. She was like, why are you like covered in dust? And I was like, ceiling at the Troc, babe, don't worry about it. So yeah, there is that. This one show that I will always remember, and this dude, I guess this is just the Dead Guys podcast today, like dead fucking
R.I.P.
fellas. But yeah, this guy Eric Peterson from Mischief Brew, shout out, rest in peace, Eric. He was in.
What did he die from?
He killed himself. He was struggling with mental illness. He's actually, they're a Philly band. There was a band that they started called Orphans, and they were really good. And then Orphans broke up because there was a bunch of brothers, and he started a different band with his brothers. But I guess it was like a different dynamic or something like that, and it's called Mischief Brew. But it was like a folk punk band, pretty fucking good. They were like way ahead of the curve on that shit. Like they were like early 2000s folk punk. Like they were like one of the proto like genre like bands for it. Anyway, Eric Peterson was they played this show at a place called the ABC No Rio, which is an art gallery in the lower east side of Manhattan in Chinatown. And it's right across from a place called Arlene's Groceries, which is a real popular venue. But like literally, it's like just an art gallery, and it's like a place that's probably no bigger than this room.
No shit.
And there was like 60 people in there, and this band is like fucking big for being a folk punk band. Like they have like a big fucking stage presence. Dude, first things first, my friend Pete's behind me. My friend Pete hops up on my shoulders. They like don't even strum a note. His head goes directly through the ceiling. Then someone kicks a fucking light fixture out of the fucking ceiling, climbs up on it till it falls. They fall into the pit. They surf the guy with the light fixture, who is swinging the light fixture over his fucking head, and then throws it against the wall and just instantly
explodes.
Like not even explodes. It's like a wall caved in. It was like just fucking glass and plastic everywhere. Then the floor is flexing, so you have to like if you need to like you're losing your balance constantly, so you have to kind of hug a wall if you don't want to get like absorbed into the mosh pit by like the sheer inertia of like just people moving. So I just remember you would like kind of like touch a wall and then get sucked back into it. It was like it was
like a fucking rip current,
bro. It was like you're in a tidal pool, like you know, like those wave pools. It was like that. It was like being in that, but like you were on land. I was walked out of that show seasick. It was so fucking wild. And then like naturally, you got the one asshole comes in with a fucking couple bottles of beer and just starts spraying everything down. It killed the equipment for like 10 minutes, and then while the equipment's down, the fucking city ordinance people come in and they start yelling at the fucking people because they're like playing past like 5 or whatever when they're supposed to not be playing that loud. Sure enough, they kick into another song and they just call the cops. Cops come in, break everything up. Everybody scatters. I went to a different show and my friends went to it and we didn't see each other for like the next like 2 days. But like that's just,
shit,
dude. That's just how punk shit works. And it's like it never starts on time too. It's like, you know, there's like CPT. Punk rock time is a thing. The Golden Tea House show, Omegas, they came all the way down from Canada and were on time, and they played within the noise ordinance. And then deliberately, just because fuck you, the main act, Nightbirds, just played until like literally the last minute. They played a 20-minute set at an album release party for their own album. You would release, like, you're releasing an album, you're gonna play like every fucking hit in your repertoire plus some of the new good shit off your album. They played 20 minutes just because they wanted to be dicks about the time, and we're like, we can play at 11, we're gonna start at 10:30, and then like literally sound check. All right, give it 5. We're gonna go smoke cigarettes. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it was just in and out like that fucking quick. It was so fucking funny. But all right, wrapping up. We're at an hour and a half. What's going on with you? Got anything else you want to discuss?
NASCAR.
Okay.
Nah, I don't got nothing.
I think we got a good. This is a pretty fucking solid episode.
Yeah, hopefully we get like 189 views this time.
Why is that so fucking funny?
Because it's big to us and it's so pathetically small.
But
to,
it's
like,
we got
most
someone
other
in
content
Australia.
creators.
We got 5% European viewership. We're like, shout out.
Things
fucking,
are looking good.
Yeah, I think it's
It would be the dream to legitimately.
do this for a living.
Yeah,
It would be nice. I don't
but
have
it's
to
such a fucking pipe dream.
I know,
Like,
right?
I feel like those guys that get big, it's because they're like already famous comics when they start. You know what I mean? Like they're already like getting exposure and shit. Like we're like two nobodies from Calumet County, New Jersey. Like
We're like fishing in the ocean with like a stick and a fucking piece of corn.
yeah, and like
Cheyenne, knock it the fuck off.
noodling a great white shark.
Yeah, with our cocks.
But yeah, I don't got nothing else. I just want to shout out, as always, Stewart's Handyman Service, 338-9427. Give him a shout. Great work, great prices, great guy. And Oceanside Seafood. Joe, go home and make you some fucking...
Chicken and steak. These are the fucking. I got 5 minutes. I'm fucking bitch about this. Why the what
Right
the
on, I'm
fuck?
sparking.
What the fuck possesses you dumb fucks?
We're back.
to come order fucking chicken at a seafood restaurant. Like, why? Explain. I can't wrap my head around.
That would be me if like salmon wasn't available. I'm not a huge seafood dude. There's some cuts of fish that I'll eat, but like, I don't know. I'm not like I wouldn't if it was on the menu. I might get it. I might get a steak if I'm not feeling like seafood. But
I understand.
Do you guys sell salmon?
Yeah, we
I'll just get that.
I understand the aspect of surf and turf. I understand the aspect of having fish tacos. I understand the appeal of having like a chicken parmesan.
Seafood.
Yeah, but like there's people that have exclusively ordered chicken from a restaurant.
The whole party.
And it's like, what? Why are you here? There was like 3 tickets in a row like a week ago.
How many restaurants are there in Avalon? Maybe it's
There's
just,
a bunch of them. Like we're on a block that has like us, Bobby D's. Across the street is El Pasto. They just expanded their dining room. They have like 4 times the capacity that they had last year. You have fucking there's pizza down at Circle. Like we're on that drag where it's like all the food is right there, and you could walk 10 more feet and go to like Continental, but they choose the seafood restaurant to get steak and chicken, and I'm like, I can't.
Spatafours was the same way though. They a ton of people get steaks there. Like it was not out.
I don't understand it, but whatever. Like it is what it is. I can't fight it. I don't want to do it. They like it. I can't fucking fix it. But whatever. Come in. And
They
fucking,
probably just know because like as a standard, most seafood places do have something like that on the menu. So
Like
probably
chicken
just
or
I want to go
something.
get a good steak. Like fuck it, I'll just go to this
I
restaurant.
just don't
Like,
understand like going out of your way to get like there's like some things where I do.
They're out of town. They're probably just when I go to Chincoteague, we like almost never eat at the same restaurant twice. Like you just try a fucking different restaurant every fucking time you go out to eat. So it could be like that. Like
I'm so looking forward to my vacation to the Tropicana in fucking
I'm
September.
going to Chincoteague in a couple weeks.
Are you?
I'm stoked.
When? Before or after Labor Day?
Towards the end of August, so I think before.
Okay.
I think it's like the last week of August.
Labor Day is in September, so you're good.
It might not be as relaxing of a vacation with a 1-year-old, but you know,
Fuck it.
it'll be awesome. I love it down there.
But I'm going to Tropicana in September, and I'm looking forward to the fact that I'm near
You're there
the
every weekend.
I know, but I get to stay there this time. I'm staying in the Chelsea.
I don't have to drive home hammered this week.
I know, right? If I can just drive up to the
I have a
room.
third gin and tonic.
Barkeep.
You get after it when you go to the
Garcon.
city still?
Yeah, dude. Fucking like that. Like not like when I go there to play poker because I treat that like a job. Like I know it's gay, but like I do.
No, for sure.
I mean, but like I keep books on it. Like I mean I keep up.
You're
on
trying to fucking.
I wanna do it professionally. Like I wanna not like professionally, but I wanna have it as like.
I want to be profitable at
Yeah,
least.
exactly. I turned a profit last year according to my bookkeeping. I mean I'm still down.
Just
net.
on poker?
Just on poker. Like I mean sports betting too, but it's like I really don't factor too much of that into it because I spend like hundreds on poker, but like sports bets like $25 grandma bets here and there. But no, like I'm going in Tropicana and I'm looking forward to it because I'm right around the corner from that 7-Eleven, and it's like I don't have to think about ordering food or anything. I just go to the 7-Eleven,
taquitos.
get like fucking 15 sandwiches and keep them in the fridge. That's literally what I do. I'm not even kidding.
That's ghetto.
Dude.
Get room service, dog. Treat
Nah,
yourself.
man. I mean, I might. Like, I'm definitely gonna
At least
go, like,
one of the times.
Yo,
get-
dude, like I'm there for 4 days. I'm definitely getting like some breakfast. Like,
go down to like El Ria or whatever.
yeah. That place has banging breakfast buffet.
Raya's or something.
Yeah,
whatever.
but there's Raya's and then there's like the Guy Fieri fucking breakfast buffet too, which both of those places rule. I just like I'm looking forward to that, like at the night when
the true AC Degen experience. I go to 7-Eleven.
It's right on. I can walk there. It's right around the corner. I'm happy about it. It's like I go there, I get 3 sandwiches. Like on the first night, eat like 2 high as balls.
What kind of sandwiches do they have there? Like the pre-made ones in the plastic,
bologna and cheese, a little triangle.
The ones with Sunoco and the yeah.
Dude, you know where I'm coming from? Like it's fucking good, good eats.
When me and Joe were fucking, I think we were communicating via like Snapchat videos or like Messenger FaceTime or something. You were down in Louisiana and you're like, I'm like living out of this Dollar General. You're like, I'm eating like beanie weenies every fucking night. You were literally eating like canned chili and like beanie weenies or something.
The first year I was in Louisiana, I was like down to like 140 pounds because I would work 15 hours a day in Louisiana fucking heat. And I was just like mixing cement and just doing that for fucking 15 hours a day. I mean, it was a union job, so I get like union fucking breaks, and it's like every 15 minutes you got like water break and whatnot, because it's like hot. But dude, I'm mixing cement in this fucking heat, and it's like it wasn't a fucking joke. So like, regardless of whatever with that, I was like caught the first year I was down there, but I was also eating like fucking garbage. I was eating like canned tuna and fucking beanie weenies every night.
I think it was a Snapchat video. It was your cabinet. You're like, I just went grocery shopping at Dollar General, and it was like 20 beanie weenies, 20 cans of tuna. Like it was literally just all
fucking
canned
wallet
shit.
Of shotgun shells.
I was like, what are you
eating?
eating?
Bam season
like,
2. Like that was what my life was down there. It was just there was nothing to do, so you eat garbage, and then once the garbage food runs out, it's like, all right, now I got to do something. So you start drinking, and it's like 4 PM. You're hammered, and it's like, well, now I'm hungry
that was the
again.
Best era, dude.
And then you just like make more beanie weenies, and then fucking pass out because it's like it's finally cool and it's like nice and you feel relaxed, and then you wake up and it's like, oh wait, let me check. Yep, no money. Oh, no job. Just gonna fucking eat more
money was tight for you at that point.
Yeah,
like
dude. I was like,
it was like a check-to-check endeavor between gigs.
I remember winning a poker tournament.
You went all in on like the RV and like you fucking.
I mean, turned a profit on it. But
yeah, it worked out in the end. But there was like I remember the first stretch there. You were like, I need to land this job to like.
I was freaking out.
Pay my lot rent, eat food, like.
I
You're like, I don't want to fucking call home and have to ask for money type thing. Like, yeah. And you did end up getting the gig and like it worked out.
It worked out a few times. I don't know why I'm getting into this now, but like fucking I don't know. We'll till the blunt's done. But the fucking the first fucking like year I was down there, everything like kind of fell into place, and it was like, I don't know if I should say this. Like I probably shouldn't, but like I'm not gonna work for the guy ever again. So like I don't mind saying it.
Never meet your heroes.
No, never meet your heroes. No. The guy that I work for down there, his name's Sean. He's a nice guy. He's like a really good guy, but it's like his fucking like trajectory with what he wanted to do career wise like just kept changing so dramatically like throughout the time I was there, where I'm like, yo, I can't keep up with like what I'm here to make movies and you don't want to do that anymore. So like I don't know what to tell you, man. Like,
what is he like? I want to start a t-shirt company now, or like
yeah. And then there was like he wanted to start like an art collective, and then like he's kind of doing all 3 of those things and like shooting music videos for people, but he's just tired all the time. And I'm like, if you could like focus this energy on like one thing, it would be much more manageable for you. But like it's not. He just doesn't. He just like grinds until he burns out, and then he burns out for like a week, and then he goes back to the grind. And it's like
he's still working on movies and stuff.
Oh yeah, he's doing his thing, but it's like I can't get work with it. The people that were promising me work never gave me work, so it's like I'm tired of like sitting around waiting for somebody to fucking like knock on my door. It's like I would rather actualize, and like it's a big motivating factor for me, man. Like there's a lot of times like I could fucking have made career choices by just being patient, and it's like I'm an impatient person, and I understand that's like sometimes shooting yourself in the foot, but like when push comes to shove, it's my fucking like career, and it's like if I can't get shit done like that, like sometimes I need that. Like I'd rather it be done and stick with the decision and just roll with it just until like everything settles down. And it's like that. So that's like every year working at fucking Oceanside the last like 3 years. It's like the only reason like that last year was obvious why I needed to. The year before that was COVID, like or not COVID, but like the year after COVID. So nobody had any fucking money, and like everybody was like, okay, the world's kind of
stimmy checks were gone.
Yeah, dog. It's like the world's kind of open again. It was fucking weird, man. But like
it was just half and half. Fucking.
So like you just kind of like ride that fucking wave of just like, all right, I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do this until I can't do anything else. And it's like you're just kind of like buying your time. But that guy, he just like fucking is relentless, and I couldn't keep up with like him because if it was just movies, it would be one thing. But it's like he's going in so many like tangential fucking ways where I'm like, I want to just do the cement mixing on the movies. Like, we do that. And he's like, yeah, but like you got to do like also this. I'm like, I don't want to fucking do any of this. It becomes like a whole fucking like nightmare, man. Like I don't even know how I got onto that, but like Fucking,
So he was expecting like more out of you, and you were like, I'm
not even like more out of me. Just he was expecting me to want to like play ball with like fucking
these other side projects.
Yeah,
and
like
shit.
crazy ideas. Like he wants to make like he owns property.
Like, I came down here to work on movies, and like that's it. I'm not trying to like.
He owned property in upstate New York, and he wanted to build an art collective up there that like consisted of these Hobbit houses. He's like, you're more than welcome to come to the property anytime you want, man. You just got to help out when you come in.
You can be the resident Hobbit.
I was like, all right, that's the end right there.
I love
Fucking
you, buddy.
punching out. I go, thanks for listening. Go fuck yourself, you goddamn cunt Australians.